It's showtime. Hey guys, what is
Hello.
up?
Welcome
Welcome
to
back to that
5%.
I'm Blossom,
I am UD on YT.
and this is like the Jamie Lynn Spears part
Yes.
2.
Yes.
The interview of Call Her Daddy, and it's a watch party. Grab some snacks. I got my Starbucks,
We eating.
Oreos, ice
It's supposed to be a
cream.
mukbang up in here.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Hold on, let me get to the comments.
Me too. I was so tired today, but I was thinking a regular person would be like, let me not go live. But I'm like, no, I really want to go live. I really want to see this.
I know. I was watching Seventh Heaven now, I think season 3. That's what I was doing. I was sitting here watching Seventh Heaven season 3. So yeah. And then I ordered some Starbucks venti ice cream macchiato.
Oh, you're so lucky they're open.
No, I ordered this like 3 hours ago and put it in the fridge.
Oh.
No, it's 11:40 right now where I'm at. So yeah. But let's get into this. Is it another hour? It's probably an hour long interview.
It's about 40, I think 40 something minutes.
Pretty much an hour. And then honestly, I'm not a premium member for Spotify, but the ads, it's only like 2 times that they play the ads, but it is for like maybe 2 minutes. So I'm sure we'll have a lot to say during those ad plays.
During the
So let's do this.
Oh, I also wanted to say, well, we'll repeat this again at the end, but we are going to read Jamie's book. Okay. It's leaked, so you don't have to support. But I don't know what it is about me. When something is very nonsensical and cringy, but real life, I get really into it. I get too excited about it. And I want to read this book. So I am reading I'm on chapter 1 so far. So when we finish reading, we're going to do another live about it.
Boom Boom B says Jamie Lynn is a lying narcissist.
I got to agree. And so far from when I'm reading the book, she's been like that. She's been like that since childhood.
Well, I can't wait to read it. I'm going to read it tomorrow. I'm going to start reading it tomorrow. All right, let's get into this interview. Oh, right. I hate the name Call Her Daddy. I really do. I just don't like it.
I just don't understand. I understand what, like, when you read a description, what it's supposed to mean. I'm like, okay, cool. But then when you listen to the podcast, it's like, what? Where's I don't get it.
I don't know what it means, but I just don't. It sounds so seductive. Like
it's supposed to mean like she's in charge. She's, usually it's the patriarch, it's the man. You're the man, but she's actually a woman. That's what it's supposed to mean. But when you watch the podcast or listen to it, it's like, okay, you're interviewing Playboy bunnies. You're interviewing, ex Victoria's Secret. Like you're just interviewing random pretty people. I don't get it.
Like there's like a disconnect with I'm not getting it. Or topics.
Or when there's no guesses about who you hooked up with and you got drunk, and it's just I don't feel like a daddy when I listen to the podcast.
I'm sure they'll probably spin that with like, it's women empowerment because if men can do it, we can do it too. I'm sure like,
the only thing that would make sense to me is there are a lot of guys who do podcasts, or are a lot of guys who they breathe and they think that's podcast worthy. So for a woman to do that, that's the only correlation I see. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to change the name, unfortunately, anytime soon. So let's watch this Call Her Daddy podcast.
Have said, stop the fucking presses. Give this girl a fucking...
Hey, Davida.
She couldn't stand up for herself, and somebody should have. It's like my whole life, I kind of felt like I didn't matter. So it's like, I just wish that mattered.
See a therapist, please.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Switching gears here, kind of like to like the public perception of you. Social media is like this unnecessary evil that comes with this industry.
Yeah.
And I talk about it with a lot of people that come on my show, and you have been getting annihilated on the internet recently. What are the comments you get that are the most hurtful?
That
I don't give a damn.
Do anything to try to help.
You didn't.
I very much did many things.
The truth hurts.
Who say that I didn't support. I have tried and true examples of how I supported.
Let's get into it.
Okay, she's gonna show us. Okay.
Okay, this is probably strategically a place where I would see them putting an ad. Is it?
February 1st, 2008, your father files for conservatorship over your sister. Meanwhile, in your life, you are a teenager, 4 months away from giving birth. How did you find out that your sister would be put into a conservatorship?
I guess like just kind of like everybody else. I didn't really know what a conservatorship was or anything. So I didn't know what, I just knew that like, okay, the family's gonna help my sister do something.
It's
I don't
skipping.
know. I just knew that like that's all. I knew what y'all knew. Like I did. After.
Come on. Oh, this was working fine. Well, either way, just from what she's saying already, no one is really blaming her for when it first happened. I have a hard time saying conservatorship. I have a hard time. So I always try to avoid saying that word. But no one is really blaming her for when that happened to Britney, when Britney lost her freedom, so to speak, because Jamie Lynn was 17, as she states. What people are upset with her about is she went from 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And while Britney still did not have her freedom. That's what people are discussing.
And she was benefiting from it.
And
then to just put salt on the wound, she wants to get upset when people say it. And that's what makes it even worse. I feel I'm the kind of person where I can kind of accept somebody's reality if they themselves accept it. If you know you're a shit person, I can kind of accept it. But if you're a shit person, but you get upset when people mention the shit things you did, then I can't. It makes people feel pissed off. It annoys. It's very annoying.
Or when you don't really take any, I don't hear Jamie Lynn at all taking any, like, she doesn't even say, no accountability. She doesn't even say, well, maybe. I don't even hear a possibility, a maybe I could have helped her through 17 to 30.
And you don't hear no remorse either. You, not once. We're going to watch this whole podcast. I want somebody to put in the comments a timestamp of when she says, I wish Britney was not in the conservatorship. It shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry that I couldn't have done anything. She has never said it. I guarantee she will never say it. That's the messed up part. You can't even, maybe you made a mistake in the past. Maybe, you know what? I wasn't thinking clearly. I was thinking of my own interests. But at least now you could do something and you still want to play brand new.
Right. Like, admit to something, and all she's doing is she's just trying to protect her image. That's it.
Yeah, I think she's trying to make not just protect her image. She's trying to make an image, just like she did when she was 11 years old and got on Nickelodeon and started saying, I'm a great comedian, playing on all that. What I texted you. We'll talk about that when we read the book. But the same freaking thing. She sees her sister getting attention, and now it's my turn.
Yeah, and what's so crazy is that have we heard her give any credit to who's the sister? She reminds me of the D'Amelios. At least Dixie says, "Hey, I got this because of Charlie." At least Dixie owns it, and she's like, "No shit. Like I got this because of Charlie." Jamie Lynn, I don't know what pedestal she thinks she's on, but you didn't get Zoe one up. I mean, you all loved it, but you didn't get it from being funny. You didn't get it from being
girl. You was not funny. She said in the book that she auditioned and she couldn't believe that she made it. But the episode that she came on, there was a Britney Spears cameo just happenstance.
I know. Like, I didn't start reading it yet, but what I'm saying is I agree with you. It's like she's very self-centered and thinking I don't even think she can really admit. Can she at least admit to herself that Britney had something to do with where she's at now?
She can't. Even in the book, I know you haven't read the book, but I just can't get over there's part in the book where she says, Britney's voice is deep and throaty. My voice is smooth and melodic, something like that. And she writes, people say we're different, but our voices are equally as good.
No, she doesn't. No,
but it's just that I have a love of acting, and that's why.
Oh, shut up! Oh, wow.
That's what she says in the book, girl. When you read it, it's one of the first few pages too. You'll see. It's one of the first few pages, like right off the bat.
Oh, wow. This is going to be a funny book. This is about to be funny. I'm about to sit tomorrow, Friday night, sitting with a hot chocolate up on the couch laughing at this book. That's what I'm about to do tomorrow night. Damn, I can't believe someone lied to her. Like, okay. And here's the thing. One more thing. I do feel like Jamie Lynn feels that when she grew up, her life was surrounded by Britney, so she tried to really detach from that. I truly do believe that she felt like her parents only cared about Britney. I feel that, but the lies that she sounds like she created to tell herself to make herself feel better, I don't know, but the fact that she doesn't give Britney any credit for anything is
it's very weird. It's very weird how this book and this interview is supposed to be about everybody get to know me.
Right.
But the majority of the time we're talking about Britney Spears. And the things that you're talking about, it's not about how did she help your career? How did, being attached to a superstar sister, how did that affect you in your career? What you want to talk about is the bad things. I feel like she is trying to hint that she agrees Britney should have been in the conservatorship.
Oh, definitely.
I think she's trying to hint at that. And she's trying to, it's like, I don't know the word. It's like she wants people to feel some kind of way about Britney and then in response feel more positive about Jamie Lynn. That's what I feel like is what she's doing.
Yeah, I have to read the whole book, but to me it sounds like she really
not even just from the book, just in general, like from all this stuff that we're watching.
Well, the very fact, because this is something that we never needed to know. We never needed to know that their mom got her tubes tied, so she was never supposed to be born. So that was wanting us to know that information, to let us know from the very beginning, Jamie Lynn Spears wasn't even a thought. And she wanted us to know that. So I really think, like I said the other day, that her whole theme of coming out and everything was, listen, you guys have all this shit to say, but I was really the forgotten one. I was as her words, she said, afterthought. So I really truly believe she's showing us these are the reasons why you should be sympathetic towards me. So
yeah, but it's weird that she has to dog Britney in order to do it. That's what's weird to me. And on top of dogging her, like you said, never mention how Britney helped her career or how Britney she never shows any appreciation And she never shows any remorse about the situation.
Right. That's true. She doesn't. And right now she's just fake and phony. And what she wonders why people don't like her. She just thinks it's because of her sister.
What I'd went through with my family the few months before.
Oh no, why is this freezing? Let me try Safari
I just
then.
wasn't really
I don't want this to freeze.
This is the Spotify app.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe try on Chrome.
No. It's on Chrome. I mean, sorry. I want to try something else. Hold on. Because I'm gonna be mad if this is freezing the whole time. It's an hour long, or almost. Let's turn it back on us real quick. But and I don't even like her outfit. I know I'm just being catty.
What's wrong with the outfit now? I think it's a cute top.
I'm sorry. Let me not. Because let's not.
I think it's a cute top. I think it's definitely better than the Good Morning America interview where she had that oversized white jacket thing.
Yeah, definitely better. Like that speaks more to her. Like even then, she claims how this team told me to do this. She blames the team for everything, but yet she's still listening. You can clearly tell to a team, like about the wardrobe and stuff. Oh wow, when you go on a Spotify, call her daddy is the first thing that pops up.
Dang. Trending. She making that coin. Okay, daddy.
Well, didn't she get like a $30 million contract or some shit like that? While I'm doing this, can we, gals, I'm gonna go real quick. So there was people who respond. Did you see the comments for that?
I did not read the comments.
People were like, Danielle posted a guy with an African American man with a watermelon, and
hold on, let me see this. So the Gals on the Go podcast. I see a comment. I commented on a few of their individual videos. This is about Gals on the Go, by the way. We talked about it. And we have a highlight video posted.
Like that.
Yeah, 620 views. Wow, it went up. Okay. I was like, I've never heard of Gals on the Go, but I'm willing to talk about it. But you're right. People want to hear about Gals on the Go.
I knew, and guess what? It's going to get at least, I believe, 10,000 views every single time they post. Because I'm telling you. No, because listen, guys, if you don't know, I was so confident AF because when we posted it for the first 3 days, it had 54 views. I said, this is going to get views because you know why? When you're a YouTube creator and you start deleting your comments and you start, you don't create a space for your fans for feedback, they're going to look for a space. So I looked in, guess what? 90 freaking people just today typed up YouTube Gals on the Go comments turned off. And it tells you in the YouTube search results. So I knew that shit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm 50-50 with it. But
this person said, I commented on a few of their individual videos, wondering why they disabled comments on their podcast channel. Shocker, they never responded. In my opinion, it would be the best platform where followers could provide constructive feedback. All of their reviews on Apple Podcasts are trash, and I doubt they ever look at them. A lot of them are very nice and constructive, and have good suggestions that they would obviously never take into consideration. I just feel like they're blocking their audience from interacting with them, and that's shitty. Yeah, I agree. Especially if this is what the audience is saying, because I can understand, let's block comments so there's no trolls. But I assumed there was another outlet, like a Discord channel or I don't know, something. But if the fans are saying, hey, like, we can't interact with you, then gals on the go, you need to, reevaluate. Maybe you can just filter, block certain words that the trolls say or something.
Yeah, this is even worse on Safari. Like, what the heck? I think it's Spotify.
You want me to try?
Yeah, if you want. Because then wouldn't we have to start this whole live again?
I don't think so. Can I? I think it'll let me share my screen. No.
I don't know. Hold on.
Let me see if it'll let me share my screen. I think it will.
Okay, sweet. Maybe.
Is it showing my screen?
Yeah, it is. I'm so excited. Okay.
Wait, but it's not showing on the thing.
Wait, let me add it. I didn't add it yet.
Oh, okay, you got that. Okay. Okay. And now I have the pay thing.
Oh yeah, so then we have no ads because she actually pays for Spotify.
Okay. Hopefully this goes good. Wait, what? Where's the video?
Just
okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Y'all hear it good?
No, I don't hear anything.
You don't hear it?
No.
Oh, damn it. Dang, you can't hear it. How do I do this?
So I think it has something to do with either what do you call it? StreamYard.
Yeah, and probably my
All right, let me just try one more thing. Let me just try.
Living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean? Do you hear it?
Barely.
Maybe you can't even hear me.
I can hear you just fine. I can barely hear that though.
Damn it, I don't know. Wait a second. Did I do the thing? Oh, it doesn't have the thing. Oh, okay. Can you hear it?
No.
How about now?
No.
Oh my God.
Guys, let me know if you can hear it.
Wait, can you put it back on the stage? Put the screen share back on the... I know, Dark Demon said, I'm just in time for the technical difficulties.
That I didn't do anything.
So I guess none of you can hear.
Wait. No, I can hear it.
I very much did many things.
I can hear it.
Say that I
okay,
did support.
yeah.
I have tried and true
Here
examples
we
of how I
go.
supported.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
Can we hear Udoka? Because someone said, oh, what just happened? Hello?
You took off the video.
February
shit.
1st, 2008, your father files
Davida
for
says he can
conservatorship
hear.
over
She
your
can
sister.
actually Davida.
Meanwhile, in your
Davida
life,
can hear.
you are a teenager 4 months away from giving birth. How did you find out that your sister would be put into a conservatorship?
I guess like just kind of like everybody else. I didn't really know what a conservatorship was or anything. So I didn't know what, I just knew that like, okay, the family's gonna help my sister do something. I don't know. I just knew that like, that's all. I knew what y'all knew. Like I did. After what I'd went through with my family the few months before, I just wasn't really having them in my life at that point in time.
Again, to give context, you had just gone through all of this with your parents basically asking you to abort the baby. You say no. You're away in the cabin. Now you're going to have...
I do want to clarify.
Okay.
No one asked me to abort the baby.
Okay.
It was like, just like heavily not like advocated that I have the baby. And it was almost like all of these things that happened to me afterwards were like ways of hopefully bending my will. If we make it like horrible enough, maybe she'll.
Okay,
like,
can we pause real quick?
And so you stopped talking to your...
Real quick, they're setting it up like no one is discussing when Jamie Lynn was pregnant, her giving two shits about this conservatorship thing. I can't say the word. But no, but you know what I mean? No one is talking about that. What we're talking about is from all of these years, you remained silent and didn't help Britney. That's what people are talking about. So I hate how they're just switching this narrative to, so you were innocent and people were still like no one is saying Jamie Lynn when everyone was pissed that you were on Zoe 101. That's what everyone was pissed about, not you.
Yeah.
You know, and so I hate how they're like setting up this timeline of this is why Jamie wasn't a part of this because she was going through her own struggles. Like no one is talking about this right now.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I want to say.
Your dad, because he was like, "Hey, fuck you, you're having it and you're not going to do it my way." Bye. So he's dealing with Britney. Your mom was mostly with you. Then you go to file for the emancipation. Then you don't, but now you've got some of your money. You're trying to figure out your life. And all this is happening, and your father files for conservatorship over your sister. And so no one really explains it to you.
I don't think I was their favorite person. I don't think they were to call me up and give me a heads up either. Like I just literally blew up their world again by having a baby. So it's like I don't think they were wanting to include me.
Based on everything you wrote in this book, your father struggled to parent. What qualified him to be a fit conservator?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the freaking state of California. I mean, I didn't make that choice.
Wait a second.
The freaking court system who did.
What?
But I will say that I think
this thing
that,
don't pause. I have to click here. Jamie Lynn has been saying, I don't know anything about conservatorship. I don't know anything. So why? I don't know what was the point of asking that question. I think she was asking that question to make it sound like, you know, I can ask the tough questions, but we already know Jamie Lynn's answer is going to be, I don't know. That's her answer for everything.
No, I think the reason why the chick asked that question, I say the chick because I don't know her name, but I think the reason why she asked that question is to kind of set another narrative that the person who we should really be fixated on and focus our hatred towards is the dad, because keep in mind, just sentences prior, she said, you have received a substantial amount of hate online. So right now she's gearing, you see all those papers and stuff, she gets her shit in order. She knows what she's doing. She's trying to gear us into be like directing us into this line of thought or this school of thought of why aren't we fixated on the dad who was drunk, who was, you know, a horrible dad figure. Why is the state of California is the one who gave him this? And that's what she's trying to do. Basically.
You know, you're right.
You know, I do think that like, obviously someone found a need for something, but I wasn't like, who am I to say? I mean, that's obviously a legal thing that had to go through a lot of approval.
You write in the book on June 23rd, 2021, my sister broke her silence in regard to the oppressive nature of her 2008 conservatorship. You describe the conservatorship as oppressive. When did you come to realize that this setup was infringing on Britney's rights?
You have to understand, since I was 17, she's been in the conservatorship for 13 years. I've never known anything different as an adult.
Yeah.
So
what do I know what's normal? And what's
girl,
not?
that's not what she asked. She asked, at what point did you realize? She didn't ask you what you knew at 17.
But she just told on herself. She goes, I knew nothing from, for 13 years of the conservator. Okay, can you say it?
Conservatorship.
Conservatorship. Am I saying that right? Conservatorship?
You can say Americans say conservatorship.
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 I can't say it. Conservatorship.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it again.
You said it better when you were saying conservatorship, and it makes you sound fancy too. Okay, conservatorship.
It's conservatorship.
Yeah, see that sounds good. You can say it. You said it better.
Conservatorship. Okay.
Yeah.
Why? God, I hate lives. I can't even edit this out. All right. So I don't even know what the hell I was saying anymore.
You would say she told on herself.
Oh yeah. So she told on herself because I'm not saying the word anymore.
But you say it good now.
I'm not doing it. She told on herself because she says 13 years. What she's telling us is that 13 years, it's like someone admitting to you do a crime and the judge goes, why did you do this? And you go, well, I didn't know. That's not an excuse to the crime.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what she's saying is for 13 years, she remained silent because she didn't know. But the real crime is, why did you want to not know? Why did you choose to sit silent? You know what I mean? And it's like, it's like, dummy, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, why are you?
Yeah. Especially when as a teenager, you had a taste of what being controlled is like. So how did you grow into an adult with your sister in the situation and you had no questions and you chose to remain oblivious? Mm-hmm. But somehow in your book, now you're saying it was oppressive. And this lady is asking you, at what point did you realize that? And you still want to play.
Yeah. Yeah, like, sorry, I lost my train of thought again. No, because I was reading that Davida said Russian bots are here. So
yeah,
I was trying to
get on there too so I can remove them.
But
oh, we got 8 people watching. Hey.
9. Hey.
That's me. The 9th person is me.
Well, hey.
Okay, I'm gonna push play.
Things were. So for me, she told me she was she didn't like the way certain things were happening. So I gave her the number of judges. I talked to her lawyer on the phone, which blew up in my face and everybody turned against me.
Why?
Because I guess maybe that lawyer wasn't going to get a paycheck if he didn't have a job. So why did he need me fucking infringing on his rights? Right?
His rights? When you say that your sister like finally was just like, I don't like this setup, like when exactly?
I think it was like, for me, she just kind of felt like maybe she didn't want anything to do with any of this shit anymore, you know? And if that's the case, then like that's the case.
Dude,
like, whether
you
I agree
can't
with
answer
it or not,
no effing question. She asked you, at what point did you realize it was suppressive? You can't answer. Then she said, okay, Britney told you she doesn't like it. When did she tell you she doesn't like it? You can't answer. Why can't you answer no questions?
Like, that's her decision. Like, one particular time we were in Hawaii, we were on this trip together, and we obviously are like with our kids there, and we're every night just staying up talking or whatever. And like, that was really when one of the times I can remember hunkering down with her, and like she was expressing things to me, which obviously are her things to express. But into my point of view, it felt like things she deserved to have the right to talk to somebody. So I did. I spoke with her lawyer and I told him a lot of shit and it went nowhere. And then people got mad at me.
Do you know around when is
you
this?
don't like? Do you know what she's talking about? That people got mad at? Is she talking about like the family got mad at her, or is she talking about like in social media got mad at her?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet to who she's talking about though yet. Because she goes, they were mad at me. It sounds like she's saying, you know, someone in Britney's camp, could be her mom, her dad, etc., were mad at her. Because we didn't know of this knowledge until today or the book, you know? About their Hawaii trip, you know? So.
And hi, Evangeline.
How far into the conservatorship?
You probably can look on like I don't know. You probably look on Instagram or something. Whenever we went to Hawaii, that was one of the times.
Okay.
Many other times, me and my husband. Okay. I do know some judges.
Davida says she's talking about her father and brother. They're the ones that got mad at her.
And we did have some stuff looked into, and we told my sister many times all she had to do was go live out of state for 6 months, and the conservatorship will be absolved because she'll take residence in another state. I told her this.
Wait, girl,
many times.
She wasn't allowed to even leave the damn house for a hamburger. How the hell is she gonna go live out of state?
Right, she couldn't even go into her boyfriend's car.
She couldn't go anywhere. What do you mean all you have to do is live out of state, bitch?
How is she gonna get there? Where are the car keys? Did she have access to the car keys?
How? How, Sway?
That was my understanding of it. Obviously, I felt like if she spoke with the judge and these different people a bit more, that she could make the decision she wanted to, because that's by the way, from my understanding, if she wanted to end it, then that was what I was going to support. So I kept telling her, all you got to do, come live with me.
This stance that she's taking is not okay with me. She's refusing to say in this interview whether or not she thinks a conservatorship is bad. Like, she's refused to say it ever, even before the release of this book. I don't know how she can say in the book it's suppressive, but like when she's actually on Instagram Live or making videos or doing interviews, she refuses to say that word or even that it's bad. She's saying, if Britney wanted out, then I would help her. That's all she's saying. It's like she's like a neutral party. This is not something to be neutral about. We're asking you your feelings and thoughts, and you're trying to pretend like you were neutral. That's weird to me.
Well, I'm curious to know when this conversation happened, because
this Hawaii trip thing.
Yeah, when did it happen?
That's what I'm Googling right now. What is this?
Because the real tea is, if this happened even 2 or 3 years ago, why the hell didn't you help her out for the other 10 years? You know what I mean? Like, it just, she's failing to really answer what we all want to know. We get 17, you were pregnant, 18. Okay, let's just say 20, even 21 to 30, that's still 9 years. What the hell did you, like, why did you not? Well, she's saying she did something, but I'd like to know when. You know, and it doesn't count if it was recently.
Trying to figure out when.
And honestly, it's also hurtful if it was when the Free Britney movement happened as well. Like, it just, so timeline is everything for here, because the fact that she won't sit and, well, I can see if she wasn't going to take accountability is because she would be explaining to us this, like, oh no, I did try to help her, but she's not giving dates. She's not telling us exactly when. Maybe she will in the book. I don't know.
Okay, I'm seeing that 6 months ago, tabloids were talking about this Hawaii trip and how Britney Spears' dad was trying to stop Britney from going on this trip 6 months ago. Okay, so is what she's talking about something that happened 6 months ago?
I feel like it gotta be. It's gotta be. I feel like she would recall her most recent interaction with Britney. If it was 6 months ago, because we don't know for sure, but if it was 6 months ago, then Jamie, please. Like, if this was 6 months ago, that's no excuse. What about the other 10 plus years?
But Yeah. And she doesn't want to address it because it's going to make her look bad, because the fact of the matter is she didn't give a damn and she was benefiting from it.
And if you hear the interviewer does ask her, when did this happen? She doesn't answer that.
She doesn't answer. Mm-hmm. This is the third time interview's asking when, and you still him in
mm-hmm. In my shithole in Louisiana. Like, come on. Let's, whatever.
Oh, she can come live with you in Louisiana. What, how, sway? What car? What vehicle? What plane, bitch? Why would she want to live with you anyway?
She has a hot boyfriend.
And I don't know why. I don't know why that option wasn't something that
you
she
don't
wanted
know
to
why?
follow through with.
Well,
but
how do we all know why?
She does have children, so obviously,
right.
But for me, it was like, I put myself on the line a couple times with some people that, trying to help her in this situation that she said she needed help in, and pissed a lot of people off.
See, again, it's about, she said she needed help, not I felt it was wrong. I wanted to help. It was all, she said she wanted help. She said she wanted help, but she wouldn't come to my house. So I don't know.
Times. And so I don't know why why wouldn't she clarify that? I don't know.
I feel like to the world right now, like nobody knows.
Help her in this situation. That
she's asking, why wouldn't Britney clarify that you faked try to help her?
She said she
needed
help.
Fake help.
And pissed a lot
Especially
of people
if it was
off
6 months ago.
6 months
and
ago.
So I don't know why there's
like whatever little fake pissant help that you gave, that's like the least of Britney's concerns 6 months ago. Like there was a lot of crap going on 6 months ago.
Why wouldn't she clarify that? I don't know.
I feel like to the world right now, like nobody knows you ever tried to help her.
Oh no. And by the way,
we know because Jamie has been saying, I tried to help her. I gave her the number to a lawyer. She's been saying this. So, and that is all that we know. And now you have the chance to, explain more. And this is literally the only thing. Oh, I guess also you invited her to your house. That's not satisfactory.
Why was I going to go out and like say those kinds of things? Like, and then maybe that blow up in my face. I kind of was thinking like when I talked to her lawyer, like he would like use this and helpful. This is like, he went and told me that I told him that.
So he went and told on you to like your dad and everyone that like the
because the thing is, I think that maybe my dad was maybe the face. There's a lot of people behind there. Yeah. I think it was more of like the lawyers and whoever it was. And, I was basically like, it all got regurgitated to me, everything I said from the other side. And I was like, oh my God.
Why have you never said any of this to the critics that are like, wow?
Well, first of all, the critics don't give a damn that, oh no, they repeated what you said to the lawyer. We don't care.
Well, no, I think she's asking, I want to know why Jamie hasn't, because the main criticism was she did not do anything for her sister. Like we're even saying it now, right? So I am curious to find out, why wouldn't have this been the first thing that came out of her mouth? Look, out of all those mean and nasty back and forth Instagram posts and such, it's like, why wouldn't this have been it? And then two, her and Britney, let's be real, can she at least admit that it's very clear as day that they just didn't get along? So, so let's, and the fact that she doesn't speak about that either. Like maybe, we also didn't get along. Yeah, they went to Hawaii 6 months ago, but clearly that means nothing since they're rehashing things or back since, I don't know, Jamie was how old? When she was on Zoe 101? And then did you see what Britney wrote about her today? Britney was like, Mom should have smacked your ass or,
yeah, I should have smacked you and Mom's in the face, something like that.
I don't know. I thought she said the mom should, she goes, no, I should have like smacked you. I wish I would have took Mom's purse or something, she said, and smacked her in the face. It was funny. I mean, I was about to repost it, then I was like, you know what? This is kind of like me raising my hand up for violence, like, yay. Like, no. It was just funny to read Britney's reaction and how she reacted. Like, she was like, oh, no. You should have gotten hit. You should have gotten hit harder. So
you were on the conservatorship, which we'll get to, but it's like, what, like people that are like, you never tried to help her. You're literally sitting here being like, I was looking up things.
I kind of just thought that, like, I never thought that I'd get grouped into this hatefulness because I knew that I'd always tried to help and stuff. So then I was thinking in my head, like, this, I'm never going to have to speak.
You did not always try to help. You have spent the last 8 minutes of this interview trying to tell us that you didn't know anything for 13 years. You weren't involved for 13 years. It was normal to you for 13 years. So you did not always try to help. And you know that.
Bro, she's not helping her kids at all. Were all the legal documents, law firm, and the money showing she tried? Yeah, they obviously didn't ever get along. That's what Anne says. Davida says. She also posted that their mother should have whipped her ass for being disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, so far from when I'm reading the book, she sounds like she was very. I mean, in the book, she tries to make it come across like I was a playful, rambunctious kid, but you kind of know what that means. Like you needed a whooping. Not that I actually don't advocate. I actually don't advocate for whooping your kids, but I'm just using it as a turn of phrase. And Anne, where you said, yeah, they obviously didn't ever get along. Well, because Britney is 9 years older than Jamie. So at least for the first few years of Jamie's childhood, Britney was like a second mom to her. Britney was changing her diaper, feeding her, getting her dressed for school, all that stuff. And so I'm sure somewhere along the way, something happened, especially because Britney was getting more and more famous. There's no more time to be big sister mommy to Jamie anymore, and Jamie needs attention. So I'm sure she was kind of resentful for that. Davida said she also posted that their mother should have whooped her ass for being disrespectful. Yeah. N-word, but she was 12 when Brit wanted to slap her. I don't know what Brit expected a 12-year-old to do. I understand what Brit was saying. Britney was saying that that you as a kid, all you did was drink chocolate shakes. Well, what did she say, Blossom? You drank chocolate shakes and on the couch watching
sat on the
TV.
couch.
Yeah, while I was working so hard and also taking care of Jamie. So I understand the frustration.
Yeah, honestly though, what this sounds like is two sisters fighting. I mean,
yeah, it sounds like sister.
Yeah, because like when you think about it, you have one sister who like Britney, who saw all she could see was her younger sister being spoiled, you know, the young one, how she got her own TV show. That's what she can see. Then you have Jamie Lynn, who's like, oh my gosh, my parents, all they do care about is Britney. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is like sister stuff.
Oh, we have to make Britney happy. We have to go where Britney's going. Yeah. Evangeline says what Britney wanted was a sister she felt gave a damn, and if she felt she had that bare minimum, we wouldn't be here. Yeah, I mean, even like, okay, she was how she was as a kid, but even as an adult, I mean, I don't have a sister, but I don't know. I can imagine how painful that is to have a sister. Both of you are moms, and something's going on. And it feels like the other sister doesn't care. And even in this interview, I feel like she doesn't care.
And it's also gotta hurt. Like, it's also gotta hurt when Britney wants to have another kid and she can't while her sister is. I mean, all of this stuff, like I said, I feel like it's sister jealousy. They're jealous both of each other. You know, it's not just one way, it's the other way. Both of them are.
Yeah, definitely.
It stems from the
right. Like, to me, it was like, why would I have to say anything? Like, she knows it. Like, we know it. Like, why would I have to say anything?
What do you think everyone that's like threatening your life on the internet like want you to do?
I think they just want me to not exist. And if I do exist, it needs to be
This reminds me of every time celebrities talk about cancel culture, and they're like not understanding that, well, obviously death threats are not good, but people mostly would like for you to just show that you can hold yourself accountable. Like that's just the bare minimum. Like you would like at least 40% of the hate would stop if you just like bare minimum had showed some accountability.
Yeah, like what she's asking, what the interviewer, I feel bad that I don't know her name, but what she's
You call her
asking now,
daddy.
what she's asking now is it's once again, she's really focusing on where we should be directing our hate towards because she's asking about the hate she's receiving online. I mean, the hate, obviously, people shouldn't be telling people to go kill themselves, but you know, every celebrity gets that. Like, I'm not trying to say it's an excuse, but let's focus on what's important here because everyone's gonna get. I mean, Taylor Swift gets it all the time. Like, come on, like, let's focus on what's
That's
important.
not what we're here to talk about.
As
like,
I say,
obviously, no death threats. Obviously, let's not do that. Obviously, that's bad. We all are on the same page. Let's talk about what we want to know about.
Support, you know, someone else's life, and I think that I can exist and also support, but also protect myself.
I think that what is bothersome for a lot of these critics, there was a period of time where you were involved in the conservatorship. And
Wrong. Never involved in the conservatorship.
Lie.
Never, not once. There are legal documents that I can show you, or you know what? Actually, what the media could responsibly put out there, but they don't give an F about those.
No, let's
out there.
Let's talk this through though, because people assume that your name was tied into the conservatorship, and so you're guilty. So can you explain why people think you were involved in this conservatorship?
Well, I think because outside of the conservatorship, even if it was you and your
Cheated
sister,
said big
my sister asked me
statements.
to oversee a trust if something were to happen to her.
So Britney asked you.
Yes. Now, when I was approached by her team of lawyers or whatever, and they were like, well, you have to get a lawyer and do that. I was like, so I did not even follow through with these steps to be a trustee over that will or anything. And that never even had anything to do with the conservatorship.
So legally, there was nothing ever filed.
Nothing. And I can, like, do I have my phone? Really?
This is helpful because on the internet right now, everyone thinks that whatever you're about to explain was involvement in the conservatorship, and you had like a hold on some type of something.
Well, here's the thing,
like
though.
To just read the actual like statement.
No, and you
No reality.
Let me pause this.
From her, this is her team filed these.
In all reality, though, with this part, it's like, why would she lie? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't know. With this one, I can't say I'm 100%. Was she really like a part of it? Because
I'm hearing different. I'm hearing and reading that she was named a trustee in 2018.
Right, but did she really do it? You know what I mean? All these freaking teams and shit. Like this team, you got to talk to this team.
Well,
like,
yeah, I'm sure somebody like did it for her or whatever, made it happen.
But was she really involved? You know, like I don't.
But she benefited. I can believe that all of the, you know, bills that were paid and presents, and I heard allegedly the ATV that almost unalived her child was bought with Britney Spears' money. So, you know, I can believe that she was just receiving these things or buying these things using Britney's money, not thinking about where did the money come from. I can believe that, but she still benefited.
Oh, Davida said, did Jamie forget she lived in one of Britney's houses? Yeah. That's the thing. Like, she doesn't, Jamie Lynn, if you're going to admit the good that you've done, you have to admit your faults. And so it becomes this red flag.
Even if her name being, because her name is on this document, she's saying, look at the documents that I'm looking at the document right here. Jamie Lynn Spears is a successor trustee of the trust. But even if it's like, well, I didn't do that, I didn't sign the paper, can you at least admit that this is real? It feels like that you're not, she would come across so much more trustworthy if she would just admit what is real and give an explanation as to how is it possible that your name is on this and yet you weren't involved. I would listen. I think I still kind of think might be some bullshit, but I would listen to that.
No, I agree. Like, I think it just becomes like a red flag when she sits there and it's, I did this, but we want to hear you give a proper response to the negative backlash, and she hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at some legit bank statements right now. Her name is on this stuff, girl. Jamie,
really? You're looking at what website? Oh wait, can you share it on
Reddit? I'm just searching stuff on Reddit. I don't want to mess up this screen.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah,
But yeah, y'all can Google Jamie Lynn trustee, and you'll see some documents. Jamie Lynn bank statements. You'll see some receipts. And then there's a lawyer I like on YouTube. I think her name is A Surprise Witness. Let me double check that.
That's a good name. What did you type in Google?
I actually typed in Jamie Lynn trustee Reddit.
Okay.
I always put Reddit at the end of every. I'm like, let me see what people said on Reddit first. Okay, there's this lawyer named That Surprise Witness TV. She is all over this. She has read Jamie Lynn's book. She's read Lynn, the mom. She's read Lynn's book. She's been looking at this stuff. In her professional opinion, though she is not licensed in the state of California, she's licensed in another state, but in her professional opinion, the conservatorship was not even legally possible, never should have happened, and the state needs to be held accountable. But anyway, that is a good person to watch some of her videos if you want a lawyer's perspective on all these documents and stuff. And he said, she said, I think she's really good.
And notice how I bet you this interviewer won't ask her, did you ever financially benefit from Britney?
Oh,
that's the question we all want to know.
That's the question. And we know the answer. We just want to hear her answer. That will give us a lot. Like, man, there are a lot of questions that if she just sat down with a good PR person and practiced a response, she could partially redeem herself. I don't know. She didn't want to do that, though. I don't know, girl.
Evangeline says Congress is watching this. I think they plan to hold the state accountable.
I hope so. I know the judge has immunity, so nothing will happen to the judge, but somebody in the state, I guess just the state.
Hey, I'm just going to turn up my heater real quick. I'm cold. Hold on.
Okay. Should I pause or play? I'm going to play for y'all.
Say Jamie Lynn Spears never took the very minimum steps to proceed with any of this.
So you were never involved in the conservatorship?
I never had one part in anything.
Girl. Hold on. You back? Let me rewind this part. Blossom,
yeah, I'm back.
I want you to listen to this part.
From her, her team filed these papers to say Jamie Lynn Spears never took the very minimum steps to proceed with any of this.
So you were never involved in the conservatorship?
I never had one part in anything ever in Britney's conservatorship or her life at all revolving around the conservatorship. Jamie Lynn Spears was never involved in any capacity in the conservatorship.
But your name is on the papers.
Here's my thing. That's, to me, like, it's not fine, but I get it, okay? She wasn't involved, but they did this and that and the other. But the real question is, you weren't involved, right? But did you take the money? Did you take the money?
Did you take the gifts? Did you take the trips?
I wasn't involved, but, I did get a nice hefty coin in my account every month, but it wasn't involved.
Is your name on the trust? You have assets in your name, Trey.
Here's my because my thing is, fine, you can argue that, but what you can't argue is her physically spending the money. You know what I mean? Because you can argue, okay, these higher ups did it for her, etc. She, you can argue that, but what you can't argue is when she's living in homes and doing these things with her sister's money, because then you can't act like you're dumb. So, I mean, come on. She was on Zoe 101 how many years ago? I'm sure she didn't, you know what I mean? Like, come on. You were on Zoe 101 years ago. So you haven't used any of Britney's money?
Yeah.
None?
Because she's like, I make my own money. I have my own money.
Doing what?
And I don't know all the money details. I know more and more things are coming out. Like we know the number of how many millions of dollars was spent for the dad, for legal team, for all this. So all of this money stuff, a lot of it is already out. It's just going to keep coming out.
Yep.
So I feel like this interview, like if we fast forward in time when everything is out, this interview is going to make her look even worse.
Only time will tell, I guess. I mean, she already looks
legally documented, factually documented by her own team.
Why do people think you were involved in it?
Well, when you're in a conservatorship, everything you do has to be reported to the court. It's like if she buys this or does that, it all has to be reported because the court has to be held accountable for, heaven forbid, the worst happens or something. They are legally the court put her in this. They have to be accountable for everything that goes on under it. During this time, one of the things that happened was my sister asked me if something were to happen to her, would I oversee a trust for her boys? So that means that, like, if something were to happen to my sister, would I make sure that, you know, this was allocated correctly to her boys? I never even became the trustee of this thing, and that is documented by her team. They filed papers.
Do you want to read something from it?
In the court approved First Amendment to the SJB Trust in 2018, the SJB Trust modified to have Jamie Lynn Spears appointed as trustee. Petitioner is informed. This is her people's team. And believes that Jamie Lynn Spears never undertook any of these steps to actually become trustee, which I didn't do the minimum task. I just didn't follow through with it. It just didn't feel like something I should do.
Let me read, because she skips things. Okay, let me read this. Okay, in the court-approved First Amendment to the SJB Trust in 2018, the SJB Trust was modified to have Jamie Lynn Spears appointed as trustee, and there's documents of that, and to have the terms of the trust administered in accordance with a separately created under court order BJS Kids and Family Trust. Petitioner is informed and believes that Jamie Lynn Spears never undertook any of the steps to actually become trustee, thereby keeping Mr. Tabak in as trustee until she performed the minimal necessary tasks to become trustee.
Wait, who's the petitioner? Petitioner is informed and believes.
Because I don't know who the petitioner is, but
well, the operative thing is petitioner is informed and believes that Jamie Lynn Spears never undertook any of the steps. You know what I mean? Like,
so yeah, I don't know who that is. I gotta watch some lawyer opinions on this. But the document has her as a secondary trustee. So crap, that was my light. So her name is on there. I mean, she can show this all she wants, but her name is on the thing.
Okay, but here's my thing. There could be an argument here that she still didn't. I can deal with, or not deal, because, you know.
Oh, what? Technicality? Technically, because she didn't do
that,
it?
That could slide. Okay. The teams, they put her name, blah, 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 blah. But to me, it's the money part that gets me. Okay, because then if she didn't use money. No, if she didn't use any of the money, any of that stuff, then it's like, oh, okay. Like they just did some shit, whatever, etc. But, you know, so what she's saying, she's really fixating. Once again, they're doing a really great job on trying to fixate on the things that they think we're going to listen to, which is, oh, look, I didn't know. And that may very well be true that she didn't know, but she's not addressing the money. And I have a feeling this interviewer is not going to ask her.
Believes that Jamie Lynn Spears never undertook any
taken off of it. What is that?
Because they petitioned to put me on it.
Got it.
And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, but I didn't really know what I was like. And then when I saw that it was going to
let me rewind.
There was things on the internet saying that for a couple months and then like you were taken off of it. What is that?
Because they petitioned to put me on it.
Got it.
And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But I didn't really know what I was like. And then when I saw that it was going to be like me approving of I was like, oh no. Like I just said no.
So
I said,
wait, so you were never involved, but now you said, yeah, sure, put me on it. But you were never ever at all involved.
I can understand that part. I just don't get the money part, because I can understand someone. I mean, come on, it's not like a perfect world. It's not candy canes and lollipops. No one's perfect, so I can understand that.
Yeah, but why would you say you were never ever at all involved, and then take it back? Just all these little things for me personally. These little things just chip away at my trust. When she opens her mouth, whatever trust I had in what she was saying, it's now chipped away, because now I'm hearing you can say one thing and then double back in 5 seconds.
Well, I get what she's saying. Like, I get what she's saying.
I get what she's saying, but this is not just a little chatting with your friends. This is an interview for your book and for your career and answering questions. And you can't be as definitive as you were 5 seconds ago, where you said, I never. You can't be like that and say, oh, I mean, for a few months, I was like, yeah, sure. You know, you can't do that. I can't trust what you say, especially when you were that definitive. And now you're like, sure. But then I was like, never mind.
I get what you're saying. Like, she was like a few moments ago, she was just like, no, I had no involvement. But I just think she's really just trying to say she really didn't have like a say or anything in this conservatorship. Did I say it?
Yeah, you did.
But
I think she wants us to understand that she was just oblivious. Like, she didn't know or understand what was going on. That's what she wants us to feel and understand.
This storyline
that she's just oblivious. Like, she didn't understand what was happening, what's going on. It just whatever was happening, it was happening with her say, without her say. I think that's what she's trying to say.
I don't know. I think I just want to, because like I said, I can't really say much with this part, because I think it could easily be explained that they just put her name on this trustee, if I'm being honest. Because they've talked about so much teams and management did this. When she talks about her experience from the part 1 of how everything went down and how her team basically was managing their parents, yeah, I believe that they just put her name. The way how her parents only cared about their financial benefit from their kids, yes, I believe that they could have, I believe that. And I believe when that happens, that's good. But what I want to know about is not good, but I believe that can happen. But what I'm saying is the money part, because I have nothing more to say with, like, because it's either she didn't know or she did. Because whether her name is on the trustee or not, she could say she really didn't have anything to do with it. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with that. I like to know about the money. Because unfortunately, this is something she can easily just be like, I had nothing to do with it. Given part 1, she blamed the management and team for everything,
Yeah. Let's see.
Gonna be a part of it.
So you were gonna have to get really involved, and you were like,
I just said no, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to. These things were filed with the court. Like, why wouldn't anybody report that?
What is there a reason you haven't posted it on your social media?
Because I think, like, out of context, people are gonna be like, oh, what is this? But I think that, like, obviously now, if people come, I'm just gonna start posting all my text messages and all my stuff, and like, I'm done taking pictures. Like, here's just receipts. That's it.
Playing devil's advocate, Britney didn't have access to her phone. Jamie Lynn.
Isn't it fraud though? If she really didn't know,
I don't know how they be doing these things, girl.
Because isn't that fraud? Like,
because she was secondary trustee, and I don't know. I have very limited experience with legal documents, but of the experience that I do have, there are some type of documents that I used to draft where you can be the secondary, and you didn't know that you were the secondary person. I don't know. I need to watch some lawyers on YouTube and get back to...
this is like law shit.
Yeah, we'll get back to y'all on all this. Or maybe if watching the replay or something, if you know something, leave a comment.
And you have a platform, people would have listened to you help your sister. Why did you not speak out on social media or to the public when you discovered the conservatorship was oppressive?
As far as I'm concerned, I would message her and I would talk to her.
And what's funny is, again, she's using that word, the conservatorship was oppressive, but in this interview, she refused to use that word.
And we had full access to talk to her. I was in contact with her, as well as when I put her in contact with the judges and the legal people.
Why does everyone on the internet think that she didn't have a phone?
I don't know, but I know, she had her phone. I know that because I would, I would
talk to her.
But there was certain times where I wouldn't understand why, but she would block me or whatever it was. And I felt like I didn't I didn't understand sometimes where or what my position was or how I could be helpful, but also I was dealing with my own dynamics in our relationship. And I was getting to a place where mine and her relationship was becoming a bit more challenging and unhealthy for me, where at some point I had to protect myself too. And outside of the conservatorship or anything, mine and her relationship was becoming to a point where I needed to also set boundaries and healthy boundaries with her. But as I've mentioned previously, anytime she told me she wanted help, I gave her the chances and the opportunities and the people.
I hate this. No, you didn't.
She knows all of that.
Because I'm reading some of her text messages right now, and she did not. The help, all the resources was one lawyer phone number. That's one. That's not plural resources.
What I don't like, two things I didn't like so far. Well, since you had last pressed the play button, not for this whole thing, but one thing I noticed is when she was like, I've been watching too much body language channels or Observe, but when she goes, when the interviewer asks, how did you know that she got a phone? And she goes, I knew because I would, talk to her. And she had to, meaning that she barely talked to her, or when she did, they weren't on really great relationships. The fact that she had to be like, I would, talk to her, it was really weird, how she answered that, as if she didn't really call her, but then but two, what I didn't like is, how dare you sitting in the chair saying you gave your sister chances and opportunities. What the fuck, for a lawyer? You have a mouth and a voice right now because of her. So don't sit there and act what? No. Let's 180 that. She gave you chances and opportunities. And I don't like that she's sitting there as if she's beneath you. I've given her chances and opportunities. What the fuck are you talking about, Jamie? Yeah. You're acting like she's a kid, giving her chances and opportunities. I don't like how she said it, as if she's not your boyfriend, or I've given him opportunity. What the fuck are you talking about?
Who goes to the teacher, why am I failing? And the teacher's like, well, I gave you chances and opportunities to make up your grade. That's what it sounds like. Coming from the mouth of somebody who claims that she knows nothing about this conservatorship, that she was never involved, that she still doesn't even understand how it works. But opportunities and chances came from this person who doesn't understand how shit works.
Yep.
Okay.
Wouldn't she just have clarified that and stopped all of this? That's where I don't understand.
Oh, one more thing.
I do know.
She goes, I wish you would have clarified this and stopped all this. How about I wish you would have clarified when people said, instead of going on the Instagram live, your first response, getting nasty, we wish you would have said, guys, I did give Britney the attorney number. I did give Britney all these resources. Elaborate on that. But instead you didn't do that because you couldn't have done that until then. You know what I mean? She did it after, come on.
That these are factually true statements and everything. I have to at some point speak for myself, or what?
You've been the rest speaking of my for life yourself. You make it worse every time you do.
And there's absolutely no proof to some of these
things.
There's
proof.
I have to speak up for myself.
We are all going off the proof.
Everyone to speak up for themselves.
Britney posted to social media vague allegations referencing a lack of support from her family and those who should have helped. Everyone assumed she was talking about you. Who did you understand her to be talking about in these posts?
Quite literally, I felt like a lot of them were directed at me at times too, and it made me feel like,
yeah, that's why you
is she doing this to me?
You such a freaking brat. You're such a fucking brat. I'm so sorry.
Wait, what did she say though? I didn't hear it.
Because the question was, Britney very vaguely said, you know, her family is to blame for all of this. So
no, I just didn't hear the last part. Like,
she said,
like the last word that I didn't hear. Like
Did
the last
you
word that she said.
understand her to be talking about in these posts?
Quite literally, I felt like a lot of them were directed at me at times too, and it made me feel like, why is she doing this to me?
Why is she doing this to me?
I've messaged her about these.
And I'm calling her a fucking brat because Britney didn't say no names. I mean, she threw shade about what you were singing my song on the stage. Okay, whatever. That's some sister shade. Who cares? But what the things that she was saying about her family and there's people who are responsible for this, she didn't mention no names. And I think the general public, yes, you're involved because we know that you benefited, but mostly people were looking at Britney's dad and mom and whoever else. And Jamie Lynn, you were an afterthought. I guess like the theme of your life. You were an afterthought. You inserted yourself and made yourself the main focus.
No, I don't agree with that at all. No, I don't, because Britney was giving off. She wasn't even giving off hints. She was literally saying, "I'm talking to you, Jamie Lynn." You know, Britney was letting the world know.
Which post?
It was a post that obviously is deleted now or switched, but I remember Jamie Lynn, she was wearing something red or something, and she was like, "God, have a good day," or some shit, "God bless." Like, you know, it was something like that. And Britney Spears was like, kind of copy the same thing, "God bless you." It was some shadiness that's both switched now, but it was kind of like you had to have seen Jamie Lynn's post and read her caption, and then you would have had to read Britney's caption for Britney for everyone to know.
Okay.
And then after what Britney wrote, then Jamie Lynn then switched it to one line sentence only, saying something. I forget. It was like months ago, but it was
okay.
Britney
So
was
she's
trying
probably
to
talking
tell
about
us.
that. So it's okay. It's something that you had to have seen what Jamie posted, and you would know. Oh, okay. She's throwing shade at Jamie. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're talking about.
Things, and then she clarified with me that she was sorry she went on that, rant on social media, and she texted me that she knew I had nothing to do with this and that, she was just taking it out or whatever, but it kind of has continued on, and that feels like I feel
obviously
a bit helpless.
now
like,
it's
I don't know
continuing
what
on.
else to do except for what I've always done is to continue to love and support her, but also
you're not loving and supporting.
Respectfully.
How are you loving and supporting her by writing a book that's supposed to be about you, but it's about her and how she's crazy?
Speak up for myself, because I can sit here and allow you to make any choices you want, but do not attack me and my family and expect me to not sit there and say something.
Yeah. In the book, you provide a text message that basically clears your name, Jamie Lynn.
No, it doesn't, because I'm reading the text message. This long ass text message.
Read the text. Can you pull out your phone and read the text?
I mean, why not? I mean, like, you know what? Everybody else gets to go on social media and say whatever the F way want. I might as well just actually say something truthful.
And you're saying that you have a text from your sister that's clearing.
And like, what breaks my heart is like, we were talking about the kids and stuff, and like, I thought things were cool, and then all of a sudden, like the next day, I wake up to a fucking hate message on social media, and I'm just like, what's going on? I don't get it.
Oh my
gosh,
you
understand how
traumatizing
it is for me, the up and down of like, I think we're cool and we're talking about my kids, and the next day I get like all these threats on social media because you backhandingly said something or made sweeping allegations with the word "the family." Like, I don't know what family you're talking about, but I shouldn't be included.
Can I just say something though?
Say it.
Just to say it, to put it out there. there's a chance that there are definitely a bunch of truths to Jamie Lynn's story. But I feel like the public has a hard time even trying to glance at these truths because of Jamie Lynn ignoring her sister's freedom for years. Because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I believe every single thing that comes out of Britney Spears' mouth either. I'm not gonna say that either. But what I will say is that Jamie Lynn treated her sister wrong for all these years, using her money and shit. But I'm not, I think there's some truths here. I don't think it's all just a fucking lie. So,
well, I don't think it's all a lie. I think what is annoying about it is how she behaves exactly how she describes herself in the book. She needs attention. It's like she's like, do you see how traumatizing it is? I think that we're good, and then I get a text on social media because she was shady to me online. It's like, go cry a damn river. Nobody cares about that right now. That is like the smallest problem that you and Britney can work out, and blasting Britney in interviews and writing a book about her is not going to help.
It's not going to help. And I'm not trying to take Jamie Lynn's side, but I'm just trying to think of on a human to human level here. What she's doing to Britney is fucked up, but I can't say I wouldn't be sitting in that damn chair too. Don't know who Call Her Daddy is, but I can't say I wouldn't be sitting in that chair if my sister was talking shit about me online, whether it was true or not. So I can't say I wouldn't do that either. And I think, and I wish a lot of people would at least admit that, like, to something, like they wouldn't do anything she's doing. I mean, no,
I would not
everything,
write, especially
not
now.
everything.
I would not have written the book, and I would not go. I would have waited a few months. I would have waited for this conservatorship thing to finish, because I just don't know what in her head told her. Somebody told her now's not the time. She's like, you know what? I'm fucking tired of it. I'm getting all these hate online. I think I would do what she's doing. I wouldn't do it right now because it makes her look so bad.
But here's how I see it too. Being real with just the situation, at least with myself, being real, I think just a few comments, on social media can get to someone. I can't even imagine the shit that she's going through too. And it's like, I think sometimes we easily forget that we're all freaking human beings. We all have feelings. I can't even imagine. Like, I only have, and mind you, I'm thankful, but I only have 6,000 subscribers. And sometimes I do get hate comments, so I can't even fucking imagine what she gets. So I can't. Sometimes for the longest, I was kind of like, even up until yesterday, I think I was kind of like, I don't know if I would be responding this way. I don't know. But the thing is, when shit like this happens and you don't even know what the type of things that she's reading, I don't know if it's cool to now think about it. Now that, so I'm kind of reversing what I'm saying. I don't know if it's cool to tell someone how they should react to hate. I don't know if it's cool, because I know she's doing something wrong. I know she's treated her sister shitty, didn't care about her freedom, cared about her money. I'm not excusing that, but she is also a human being too. And I can't sit here. I listened to part 1, and there were some, during part 1, there were some moments where I was like, damn, I'm sorry that happened to you, Jamie Lynn. I mean, you still treated Britney shitty. So, I just feel like we're giving her way too much hate now. I feel like.
No, I think I think as long as she as long as she's doing this tour while the conservatorship thing is being dispersed, I think the hate is warranted, because it's not honest. She is not trying to share her voice, share her story. She is trying to discredit her sister. It's a sister-sibling rivalry that was going back and forth online, and she's like, you know what? Bam. Now.
Well, my new stance now, and mind you, I like to reiterate that I definitely believe that Jamie Lynn did Britney wrong. But my new stance is that when it comes to something like this, because I'm really thinking about it. Like I can't sit there and tell Jamie Lynn how she should react. Sit back and watch all this hate. Now what I'm saying, she may be talking a bunch of bullshit. But let me finish though. She may be talking a lot of bullshit in this interview. I'm not saying that, but I don't think it's right for me to say to her she shouldn't have done this interview at all right now. Like, I'm not about to sit here and tell someone how they should react, because I did in the last live that we did about Britney Spears. About this whole thing, I was just like, yeah, like, why would she do it now, blah, blah, blah. But the more I keep listening, the more I'm like, listen, she's probably talking bullshit right now, but at least, I'm not going to tell her how she should react to something. So, that's my point. But
well, I will tell her, and this makes her look, if she wants people to understand her side,
not how, but when should she react? What, like not how should she react, but I would hate to tell her when, like that timing of when she should react.
Yeah, I think when matters, because it matters in regular people life as well. It matters when you react, how and when you react matters, and how publicly you do it matters. And this is pretty big. A book and an interview tour. I know she said, I'm not going on tour. You're doing interviews, plural. That's a tour. That's a tour.
Yeah.
So
I know it was like on TMZ. I'm not doing a tour right here, but let's go on one of the biggest podcasts ever, next to Joe Rogan. Let's do that.
Yeah. So, I get what you're saying. Oh, humans have feelings and they react how they react. And this is my reaction to her reaction. It's bad.
Mm-hmm. In that, and you should clarify that, because it's hard.
Why does she keep saying Britney needs to clarify things? Why can't you clarify it? Why does Britney have to do every damn thing?
It's heartbreaking to me to be up and down all the time. Like, I don't know. I want to support you, but I can also not put mine and my children's lives.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't support her, and maybe she doesn't want your support. You ever think that maybe she don't like you? Maybe whatever support you were giving, she doesn't view it as support. So just live your life.
It's because of one day you're okay with me and the next day you're not. That's in any relationship.
Yeah, you know what happened when one day someone's okay with you and the next day they're not okay with you. You know what you do? You leave them alone.
But not even that. I do feel like right here, once again, Jamie knows what she's doing. By saying one day she's great, the next day she's not. She's trying to low-key paint a mental health diagnosis. And she's trying to say that. Like, come on. That's what she's doing.
True. Mm-hmm.
There's so many, but honest to God, like, I failed. I was so hurt. It was horrible. You did me. No, there's Lori press because I'm trying to. Now I look like a bitch. And I was hurt. And I think the most one that she says to me, I know it's not your fault, and I'm sorry for being so angry at you. Although I'm your big sister, I need you more than you need me, and always have. Which I feel like I've always needed her, but I don't understand how this could be said 1 minute and then the next minute
this is just a personal pet peeve, probably. Yeah, it is a personal pet peeve. It really annoys me when somebody constantly is saying, I don't know. That's such a why is that a pet peeve of mine? I don't know why. I have to think about where that originated from. But she's doing it again. I don't know. I don't understand how one day you can say this and then the next day maybe, you know what? Okay, she's trying to paint a mental health issue. Maybe she does have a mental health issue. Maybe she just don't like you. Maybe one day she's super emotional and the next day she's like, you know what? Fuck that bitch. Who the hell knows? Why do we need to know? Because the interviewer is trying to have Jamie Lynn explain her actions or inaction And it feels, I don't know. I feel like as she keeps talking, I feel like I'm just being drawn into a sibling rivalry, which is not what we're concerned about. Is not, we don't really care about the sibling rivalry. We care about what happened with the conservatorship.
Right. Because she does say, she said Britney, she reads a text where Britney goes, well, I know I'm your big sister, but I need you more. And then Jamie Lynn's first response is, well, I needed her too. Yeah, I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, cut the shit. Let's get to the stuff we care about. Like, come on, guys. Like, go to therapy for that stuff. Who needs
exactly
one more
like
than the other?
all of the I don't know, I don't understand. Just go to therapy and figure it out.
Yeah,
like kind of being attacked on social media, but I just don't understand why even say this to me.
And when those moments happen on social, like, do you text her and be like, hey, Britt, I'm getting some crazy DMs. Like, can you clarify that that's not about me?
Do I really respond to what her response was to that? My sister, when I told her about me getting all the threats, she said that she never talks about my kids, so what the fuck am I talking about? But I mean,
did Britney talk about her kids?
I don't think she cares. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know how to. I mean, that's her.
Can you pause for a second? This is performative because let's be real. If first off, they made sure they kept that in of, do I tell her when I'm supposed to go? Like, because there's so many freaking cuts in this shit. Like, they made sure they kept that in. And two, Jamie Lynn knows that if she looks at her team, and asks, okay, can I say this or whatever, she knows that, oh, this is something juicy that they probably want to hear. Like, this is performative right here of her looking back. I mean, it was like, oh, do I tell him? Because you've already read shit. You already have your phone out. Come on. Like, you're just now just, being the actor that you are.
So you're sharing, though, with her that how much this is hurting you. And her responses are just like, well, I'm keeping your kids out of it. But she's also clarifying in text that she knows it's not your fault.
Yeah, and it's, the thing is like, just as confused as everyone else is, I'm just as confused.
You're confused forever, girl.
More confused.
Like, how do strangers understand this shit better than you do? You're just confused.
I know the truth. She knows the truth. I mean, there's even factually documented truthful events of me not being a part of any of this. And I just think that it's so painful for me to like feel the up and downs of like, she'll message me, she's sorry.
Oh my God. I don't care about how the up and down is painful. That's your sister.
And then we'll kind of like, shoot the shit for a minute. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, I don't understand. And then she, won't talk to me for a while. And then
she doesn't have to talk to you.
She's sending stuff to the house. And I'm like, I don't understand. And so on a whole nother level, what people need to understand is like, this is personally hard for me because this is a person I love who is like effing with my heart a little bit. And now my actual life.
You have this text from your sister. You have these texts that you're showing me. And then she unfollows you on Instagram. Why did she unfollow you?
For me, it felt like, why? Why would you want to give them another
I am
story
so annoyed right now.
This?
She keeps doing this confusion act.
I can't at this point engage in something that has become so unhealthy.
You engaging, girl.
What good is that gonna do?
Want to call me
and
daddy.
Unfortunately, it's come to the point where I have no other fucking option than just to lay out the facts.
Have you ever directly asked Britney to defend your name on social media?
No, please don't. I know you did ask her.
That it is now affecting not only me, but my children. And this was from the very beginning where it was just like whispers that my daughter would hear her friends say, or like people at school say. And that took me back to my childhood and being like, fuck no, that's not happening to my kid. No, we're not. So I came at Mama Bear being like, look, you need to stop. And to this day, I still would be there for her in any single way. But I can't be there for you to the point that I'm allowing you to now spin false narratives.
It doesn't matter. You're not there for her anyway.
Harmful things to me and my children. I'm sure that in some way or another, everyone will assume that this is a book about Britney, and it's not. It's a book about me. and my story.
It's not your
But
story,
of
girl.
course,
You
people
put
just
Britney all
take the
over it.
clickbait lines. I can't help that I have experiences with my sister.
Yeah.
Whether she worked
You can
at the
help
local
which
grocery store or she was
experiences
a big
you
Popeye
over
icon, I still have
exaggerately put in the
experiences I went
book.
through with my family, and I'm allowed to share them, and they should matter, and they shouldn't be diminished.
Some of it
There's
don't
something
matter.
towards the end of the book.
I'm sorry, you
that
talking
to
about
me-
Justin Timberlake really doesn't matter. I'm sorry, girl.
Summarized your parents and what they put you guys through. And you write, my siblings and I have been traumatized by the distorted vision my parents have of loyalty and success, the impact of exposure, and the flip side of fame. No one protected me from the backlash of my sister's struggles or prepared me for what our silence would cost all of us. Why do you think people ignore and refuse to acknowledge that you were raised by the same exact people as Britney Spears?
We don't ignore
That's your
that.
father. That's Britney's father.
That's
And
an
for some
interesting
reason,
narrative
people aren't.
that she's throwing in
They're
here.
acting like you are.
Like, it's okay for that to be her experience, but like I could have the same exact one, but like I don't get any. Nobody cares that was my situation
Right.
too. But
We
what I have
did
to say is that yeah,
Why are they putting this narrative now? When
No,
she
but
got pregnant, we cared, especially the fans. When she is struggling in the public eye, we cared. When you're no longer in the public eye, there's nothing for us to see the struggle. So we're not saying anything.
I don't think I understood it as Britney was blaming her parents for this conservatorship. And because of her parents are awful, her dad's alcoholic, etc., right?
Mm-hmm.
I think what she's saying is, how I understood it was, why can't people also view that those same horrible parents that treated her like shit also treated me like shit? That's how I understood it. So
yeah, but we do. When do we not? I'm trying to understand.
like Jaden's comment says, yeah, but not to the same extent as Britney, though. But here's my thing. She's saying, why wouldn't someone think that it wasn't to the same extent? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't someone? I think that's what she's saying. Like, we have the same parent.
I think what she's saying is people. Well, the interviewer says people refuse to acknowledge that it's the same parents, and
I think there's some truth to that.
Really?
I do think there's some. I do think the thing is, I feel like, listen, if Jamie Lynn didn't do the shit that she did to Britney, people would feel sorry for her. I do believe that. But because
people feel sorry for Jamie?
Because Britney has gone through years and years of silence and no freedom, everyone's focus is on that. And Jamie Lynn is trying to, at this moment, like, hey, like, I went through horrible shit with these same individuals as well.
Yeah.
And people are never going to sympathize with her in that way because of Britney Spears' life that she can't get back. So, you know.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah,
I do
we're not going
to what she's saying.
We're not going to. No, we will never sympathize with her the way she is so damn jealous of Britney. She wants us to feel as sorry for her as we feel for Britney. It's not going to happen. You didn't go through what Britney went through.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. It's like if somebody,
here's the thing. I get what she's saying. Like, I get if she was sitting like in a therapist chair, I get, like, you know, your feelings valid. Your feelings matter. Your feelings are valid. I get that's what's being told to her, but I think she's also not being sympathetic towards the how many years that Britney was not free, and she can't get that back. And I think she's trying to compare. Granted, her feelings are valid, and I think she hasn't received that, you know, attention for that. So she's too busy because she hasn't. Now she's trying to compare life that Britney lost, whereas she was able to live hers, regardless if they shipped her off to a cabin in Buffalo, New York. You know what I mean?
For
she was able to still live her life. So I think it was for like maybe 3 weeks, but still she was able to live her life.
It's like whatever Britney has, she wants. And in the book, she writes that she never wanted to have Britney's career or Britney's life, but she wanted her own fame or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so basically you want to mirror Britney. You low-key wish you were Britney. I feel like whatever Britney has, Jamie Lynn also wants. Britney has immense sympathy. Jamie Lynn wants that same sympathy. But the difference is, obviously, the situation is completely different. And Britney has tens of millions, billions of fans. Britney has, with her music and her performance, impacted the lives of billions of people. You don't come I'm sorry, Zoe 101 was very cute. You don't come close. Like, it's just by sheer numbers, it's less people who give a damn about you. But the people who do know about you know that your life compared to Britney's life is not the same. And I don't know, it's like she can't understand that her thoughts and feelings are valid. And Britney's thoughts and feelings are also valid, and how we prioritize and what emotionally pulls us is valid, because Jamie knows very damn well if she was an outsider looking in, she would feel the same as all of us. We would say, yeah, those parents suck. I feel sorry for all the kids, but oh my God, look what happened to this kid in particular. She would do the same thing if it was somebody else. Oh, Evangeline said, but then why do remixes of Britney's music? If she doesn't want to be Britney, right? Yeah, Jamie got to have children when she wanted, and Britney didn't. Yeah, Jamie got to see her children and live with her children and raise her children when she wanted. Britney didn't. I mean, it goes on. The list goes on.
I mean, we all three have the same parents. That is one thing that we can all agree on.
What is your hope for your family moving forward?
I love my whole family, especially my sister, and I support her no matter what. But I just can't deal in lies. Like, there just has to be some truth out there. And I'm
what lies? I want to know the lies, because she keeps acting like, I can understand feeling like things were misrepresented. I can get that, but what are lies? I want to see the lies. Because I don't think anybody's lying. I don't think Jamie is flat out lying, and I don't think Britney Spears is lying. I don't think either of them are lying. I think they're telling things from their own side.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So somebody said that they think the dad was like, you need to cut this episode, because this episode was supposed to be like 2 or 3 hours or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be longer than this. And now they've switched to Zoom or whatever they're doing. So people are saying, oh, something got cut out, or they're hiding something.
Yeah. That's true. It looks like they had to re-record a whole nother thing because, of something.
Yeah. And people feel like, oh, this came out, because I think this was supposed to come out yesterday, but it came out late. There's half of it is in Zoom. It's shorter than what it was supposed to be. So that'd be interesting to figure out.
To everyone that is currently listening, that's been listening to this interview, it is January 18th at 5:14 p.m. and I am doing now a follow-up interview with Jamie Lynn. You're back in Louisiana. As you know, we met for the first time last Tuesday, and we went over a lot in our 2-part interview. But a lot has played out since then, you and your sister have been going back and forth on social media. Have you spoken to your sister since our interview last week?
I've tried to, but unfortunately, no.
And can you clarify? What do you mean by you've tried to and no?
Well, unfortunately, I hated the whole back and forth thing. So I was just like, just call me. Like, you keep doing that. And then I sent her messages, but I've been blocked for a while. And then I also, I did receive some Christmas gifts from her. So I reached out and said,
she's still
you.
talking about these same damn gifts. She mentioned this earlier, that she was blocked and then she got gifts to the house. Oh my God, Jamie Lynn is annoying me. I wish this had 2x speed. I've been looking for it.
She's not annoying me right now as much as she's annoying you right now. Maybe I'm just not with everyone right now. I'm sorry. She's not.
When people, when she's repeating herself, she's bringing up the same shit
this
that
was
she
on a
was
different
saying.
day. This is on a different day.
But she's talking about the same thing that she talked about today.
But this interview was split into 2 parts. How the heck am I supposed to? How was she supposed to remember what exactly from word that she said?
No, it's not about remembering. It's not about remembering. It's about that is what's stuck on your mind. That's what's stuck on your mind, and you want us to know that. You're still thinking about she sent you Christmas gifts, but you're blocked on the cell phone, which she didn't have control of her cell phone. And if she anyway, it's just annoying me. The interviewer simply asked, have you spoken to Britney since Thursday? And now you want to talk about Christmas gifts that you spoke about.
She's just trying to let us know, hey, Britney can't be that mad at me no matter how much we go back and forth on social media because she got us Christmas gifts. So even though we're going back and forth on social media, we still talk. She wants us to know, or she wouldn't bring it up, right?
No, I think she's doing that. I'm so confused. I think she's doing what you were saying, there's something wrong with Britney. I'm so confused because she blocked me. She blocked me. I told her to call me, but she blocked me. But then she also sent me Christmas gifts. So no, because if she was trying to say, we have our differences, but we still love each other, she sent me Christmas gifts. That's telling a different narrative than I tried to call her, but she blocked me, but she sent me Christmas gifts. So it's the up and down. It's emotional. It's traumatizing for me. The up and down. This is why it's annoying.
I'm just not annoyed. Okay, so maybe she is being performative. It's very possible that she's being performative AF right now. But I'm just I will say, I don't think her interview was for nothing, because at the end of part 1, I did feel some type of way. I did have some sympathy, I did. I'm not gonna lie.
You are the target demographic, though. You're a Zoe 101. Yeah, you're a Zoe 101 fan. You are the target.
Do not insult me. I can compartmentalize. If I can freaking watch 7 Heaven and have to compartmentalize Stephen Collins from being a pedophile, then I can sit there and compartmentalize Zoe 101 and fucking Jamie Lynn Spears. Do not insult me. This has nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with me never understanding for once how she was always the afterthought, and that never occurred to me until listening to part 1. Now, this doesn't I'm not saying this excuses anything, but I am saying it just never crossed my mind at all that for any reason she could have been
seen as the afterthought.
Yeah.
What's interesting? Okay, because I get that. I also don't care. I don't know what to say. How do I say it? If it wasn't, I guess it's just the timing of this and her approach. Because if I felt like she was genuinely telling her story, I'll be like, oh wow, this is interesting. Oh wow, you were always the afterthought. Oh wow. I would be listening with a different ear. But given the circumstances and given the examples in her books, I just feel like, no, you're not going to do all this tap dance. and then also ask me to give a damn about what you should be talking about in therapy. You can't. I can't do both at the same time. I can't see it. Jaden said, "What Zoe 101 got to do with it?"
Right.
I'm just giving her a hard time.
Shit, and I'll still watch Zoe 101 too, and it's still got nothing to do with it. Shoot, I'm on season what?
I compartmentalize. Don't give a damn about this stuff. I want to watch
it. For real. Like, I'm on season 3 of 7 Heaven. Shit.
So those, and that I hope she got mine.
Okay.
And what an odd time to get gifts, but that's just the facts.
So there are some additional things from our interview that need clarification. Throughout our interview.
So people are also saying, that the daddy girl, I don't know her name either, but the daddy girl was seeing her backlash, was seeing people say, you're giving her a platform, all this and that. So she also is trying to use this as an opportunity to kind of redeem herself. So supposedly she's asking better questions, but we'll see.
But you know what? Screw all those people who were like, you're giving her a platform. And I like to use Daniel Prada as a perfect example because I saw him on Twitter saying, how are you tweeting at call her daddy chick? How are you giving her a platform? And I'm like, really? Mm-hmm. The guy who had to lie to Gabby Hanna for weeks after you guys were done filming because you wanted to remain professional? Really? You mean to tell me that you wouldn't take this opportunity to do an interview with JAMIE LYNN SPEARS? Let's be real here. There's being a professional. Let's be real. If anyone out here in these streets had a podcast and JAMIE LYNN SPEARS came knocking on their door.
Oh, yeah, JAMIE Lynn. Yeah, get on this podcast.
Come on. Let's be real. People need to stop with the bullshit with that. I'm sorry. Like, there's some stuff that I try to be silent about because it's not the popular take on it, but I don't care at this point. Like, come on. If JAMIE LYNN SPEARS was knocking on any one of these people's doors, they would do the damn interview. Period. So I don't care about anyone. You're giving her. Shut up. That's what I gotta say.
Well, you know what?
Ridiculous.
Because then I started remembering who Daniel Prada is, and it's like he is the same guy who is acquaintances friends with Trisha Paytas. Yeah. And, after all the fiasco with Trisha and, the lie about somebody was arrested or whatever, he, is hearting Trisha's stuff, commenting, oh, you go, girl, doing all that stuff in the midst of that. Mm-hmm. So people were saying the same thing to him, like, you are still associating with Trisha Paytas. You're still co-signing her. So, 100%, I think he's a good example because he's criticizing that daddy girl. How can you give her a platform? But yes, I 100% agree. Daniel Prada would have done the same damn thing.
Yeah, it pisses me off. Like, I've been trying to make my Twitter just friendly, posting me, trying to make it happy life. But I really wanted. I mean, not that my tweet's gonna do anything, but but it's a record. It's a Twitter history record. That shit stays once you post a tweet. So, but I was just staring at that for really, you made Gabby Hanna believe. Well, it's pretty easy to make Gabby Hanna believe that she's friends with anyone, but you kept a conversation going with Gabby Hanna for months because you needed her consistently showing up at these gatherings for the Escape the Night. Okay,
yeah.
So you and the excuse that you and what's his face Joey Graceffa used was we needed to remain professional. So so call her daddy, whatever the hell her name is. Good for her for first getting a fucking $30 million Spotify deal. I don't even know this chick, and good for her for getting this interview. So I don't care. Daniel Prada, he was a hater. That's what he was.
Maybe he's a hater. I don't because yes, one. He knows how to, be. They call it professionalism. I know. I understand why you would call it professionalism. I get it. But I also understand if you just want to say you're being fake for the sake of the show.
You know what? I want to make Daniel Prada a highlight.
Okay.
I do.
So I know. I personally, I'm like, I can't do. Some people are really good at it, and I used to hate people like that. I used to just really have a problem with people who do that. But as I got older, I started to understand. Okay, I get it. That's your way of, just making things for work go smoothly. I get it. Not my thing, but I get it. So yeah, Daniel Pritt of all people should understand why Call Me Daddy is doing Jamie Lynn on her show.
Right.
100%. I mean, between the Gabby Hanna thing, between you are inviting Trisha Paytas to your parties and stuff, even in the midst of drama, like, you know how to deal with problematic people. You know how to be besties with them to their face, so you can go ahead and get that coin. You play the game, Daniel Prada. So you of all people should not be calling out Daddy Girl. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yes, preach, okay, Daniel? You're never gonna see this, but if you do, preach.
Yeah, because the first time you said Daniel Prada, I was like, okay. But then I remember somebody said I remembered who he was.
I was like, seriously, professional? Mr. fucking professional? Oh, I had to keep it real with Gabby Hanna gonna tweet. Oh, you're giving her platform? Shut the fuck up. Like, come on. Sorry. I'm gonna get a little bit heated now. But
so, okay, and see, that's a good highlight.
You repeatedly state that you made numerous attempts to assist your sister in ending her conservatorship. The world is convinced that you didn't do enough for Britney. One example you give in this part 2 is you say that you tried to help your sister and there was a trip to Hawaii. But as I'm listening back, like, the story is too vague. It doesn't fully add up. So can you go into greater detail about the steps that you took to help your sister and prove why your attempts to free Britney
okay, girl.
failed?
So she really trying to, redeem herself.
And I want to hear what Jamie has to say too.
Me too.
Yeah, well, if you're talking about the one time out of all of them in Hawaii in particular, I guess it was, I could go back on my Instagram and look when our Hawaii pictures are posted to give you exact dates, but we were there, and during that time we were able to, like, really spend some sister time. We didn't have any parents with us. It was just us and the kids, and she had, like, obviously her security and an assistant, and so we got a lot of, like, real sister time that I don't think we'd had in a while, and we talked a lot about a lot of different things, and she expressed to me, she wasn't happy with her situation. And number one, like, that's one thing to not be happy with your situation, but you've got to express that to the people around you. So I kind of did a little bit of digging myself as far as calling just some lawyers or people I know at home. After doing that, then I talked to my sister about some information, not only, like, personal information I thought maybe could be useful to give to her lawyer at the time to help shut down this whole conservatorship. I kind of put myself on the line because I was sharing details that probably, like, people would know came from me. You know what I mean? And in doing so, we spoke about it. She said she wanted to do it. So we gave all these facts to her lawyer. And then those same facts were regurgitated to me from the other side of the conservatorship. So I know that he obviously immediately went and told them whatever I said, or any of my efforts were told to the other side of the conservator, and it was shut down immediately. And I just think she needed a new lawyer. Like, he was either comfortable or he just wasn't really there for her. Well, you can disagree with what someone says, but his job was to voice it anyways, So I just felt like she needed new legal representation. That was my overall thing.
When you found out that this lawyer did not act in Britney's interest and try to implement these things you guys came to him with, but instead went to the conservatorship, what did you do?
Well, then I started saying, like, look, there's other options. Like, you can come, like, this was what I was told. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. From what I was told, if you have a residence in another state, you can live there for like 6 months or something. You take residence there. And if you don't have a conservatorship in that state, then it makes it to where, like, you can live there, and that conservatorship in another state, things like null and void. Now, this could be quoting this wrong, but this is what I understood. And so I told my sister, why don't you just come live in Louisiana or whatever you want to, just do that for 6 months. And guess what? it will just dissolve itself. There's nothing anybody can do about that. So that was kind of my next thing. Like, look, if you're not going to get the help you need, then just take yourself out of it. And so that was my next thing, is kind of pushing for that, as well as trying to connect her with, we know some people around here who could probably help out. And so I put her in connection with them. She did speak to them on the phone a few times. And even like when I wasn't there, like I had connected her, gave her a phone call. She did speak to them. My biggest thing was just pushing for her to just like, if you can't do anything else, just like come home, say you're coming for a week, just stay for 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, or that was the next option I thought was going to probably be the best one. After this experience, I very quickly realized that this lawyer did not seem to be acting in her best interest. So that is when I started obviously telling her, like, campaigning for her to perhaps get a new lawyer. And then trying to get her to come home and find other ways around it because of the 6-month thing where you can live out of state and take residence, because she already has residence in other states. And then that way it dissolves the conservatorship.
You say that you told your sister this, and I can already...
Oops. No, what did I do? Okay. So this is the help that she said that she did. That 6 months ago, that's when she learned her sister doesn't like being in a conservatorship. She gave her some information. Apparently, to her, that's putting her neck on the line. Okay. Gave some information. It didn't work. Did a 3-way call with a different lawyer. And why don't you come live with me? And that's the help. 6 months ago. So that still doesn't answer. Well, first of all, do I want to call that help? I call that, I don't know what to call that. But
okay, so I think it was help, but I think the problem here is still, Jamie, where we're like, because she uses things like words like Britney expressed to me for the first time. Like, you're not, are you dumb or what? Like,
where were you?
How did you think it was okay for someone to tell your sister she could not reproduce any more children? How do you think it's okay for someone?
She's gonna say, I didn't know. That's what she's gonna say.
It's like, what, so still, it's no excuse, but at least this feels like honest. This feels like the first honest thing I've heard, is that because the fact that she was telling us the story, out of this whole entire interview, this feels, what are we in?
This is the most
part two,
what we're asking for.
Part 2, how many minutes in? This feels like the first honest conversation that we've ever had, no pun intended, but this feels like the most honesty I've ever heard for this whole entire interview.
Literally.
The one, because you know how it's true, because the one time that she can really show what she did, she's so honest and detailed about, well, I guess not that, because she had to ask her again, but still. Or she's a good liar, so I don't know.
Yeah, it took this long for you to start speaking on what we actually wanted you to speak on. And it still doesn't answer the questions of why did it take you so long? Why did you have zero interest in this? Why did it take your sister to express to you on a vacation that your dad tried to stop from happening? So it almost didn't even happen. Why did it take that? Why do you keep trying to act like you're neutral?
And another problem here, the biggest problem I think I have so far with this whole entire interview is that she tries so hard to let us know that, or to remind us, look, my parents, Brittany's parents, were the same parents as mine, but if she knows this, then you know what Britney went through. You went through legal actions. You almost went through legal actions to be away from them. So if you knew this, if you knew that her parents are the same parents as you, and you knew what she was going through, regardless of what you didn't know, or what you did know. You knew. We at least know that you knew that her parents were controlling her. So why didn't you do anything from, let's just say, from the ages of 21 to 30? That's still 9 years. Okay. So why wouldn't you do anything then? Why wouldn't you do anything 5 years ago? And the thing is, she'll never answer this because she doesn't have a good one for you, other than the fact that she wasn't thinking about Britney. The only thing she was thinking about was using her money. That's it. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But
because
I mean,
she keeps saying, well, you know, it was like this for so long. I just thought it was normal.
and the thing is, I don't want this to separate from, I still think Jamie Lynn Spears went through some shit. Okay. She went through some shit, and she was the afterthought. That's what she wants us to think. And honestly, after that part one, I did think that. But I think this doesn't excuse the part that she wants us to forget so desperately, that there was, from the ages of, we're just going to use 21 till now, 9 years, that she was no help. But she wants us to remember the help that she did 6 months ago.
Yeah. She wants us to both know that she doesn't know anything about the conservatorship, and she understands as little today about it as she did back then. But also she wants us to know that she did help, but also she wants us to know that she did not want to be a part of it, and she had nothing, she was not involved whatsoever. But also she wants us to know that Britney Spears sent her Christmas gifts, and she's trying to continue reaching out to her. It's
you know what I mean? And in doing so, we spoke about it. She said she wanted to do it. So we gave all these facts to her lawyer. And then those same facts were regurgitated to me from the other couple.
Did not act in Britney's interest and try to implement these things you guys came to him with, but instead went to the conservatorship. What did you do?
Well, then I started saying, like, look, there's other options. Like, you can come. Like, this was what I was told. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer.
Oh, yeah. Come live with me. That is not going to work.
And so I told my sister, why don't you just come that, as well as trying to connect her with, you know, we know my biggest thing was just pushing for her to just, like, if you can't do anything else, just like come home, say you're telling her, like, campaigning for conservatorship.
You say that you told your sister this, and I can already see people will say, no, you didn't. That's a lie. You don't have proof. Do you have proof that you told your sister this information about her lawyer?
Before that, Davida says, I don't know, guys. I've been thinking maybe Jamie couldn't do anything. I agree that Jamie couldn't do anything. Davida says, their father was very controlling and abusive. Every time Britney rebelled against, he locked her in a mental health facility, which is what happened when Britney actually, to my knowledge, when Britney used the information that Jamie gave her, the dad did send her to that psychiatrist who did the evaluation to say that Britney is still not fit to make decisions. So, and that's why it didn't work. Davida, me personally, I'm not saying that. I don't think people are saying that Jamie could have done anything. I don't think Jamie could have done something. What we're criticizing for is how she literally did not care about the situation. And the only reason Jamie, from my point of view, Jamie started coming out when Britney said her whole family needs to be held accountable or needs to go to jail. And I think Jamie felt like, well, no, I helped you 6 months ago, so you need to stop. You need to, like, clarify that you're not talking about me. I think the issue is that the family was benefiting from Britney's enslavement, including Jamie. And Jamie is trying to play like she tried to help, but we feel like she actually didn't care. And she was happy to continue benefiting.
I think that there was definitely fair when it comes to her dad, because even in this interview, when she says she's referring to the dad. You know what I mean? Like it does sound like there's some type of fear there, like, oh, because he's controlling. But she And maybe that was the reason to why she didn't reach out for those 9 years. But then this is something we need her to say then, because I can't sit here and analyze who the hell she's, I can't, but so then she needs to say that. I mean, if I was a good publicist, I would have came out with that. I mean,
it's just, we can tell that she doesn't care. If she cared, then the first thing out of her mouth would have been, I wish I could have done something. There's nothing I could have done. There are things outside of my control. That's what she would have said. But instead, what she wanted to say is, I don't know anything. I don't know. So you can
even
just
then
tell
that
by,
could be referred, even then though, people can argue that's also like a fear response, a fearful, by saying I don't know.
Not for an interview that you prepared for. If it was on the spot, if it was an Instagram live, I would buy that. But for an interview you prepared for a book that you had somebody ghostwrite and then you read it on Audible,
but I think it's possible that when she wrote the book, prior to even telling the ghostwriter, hey, I can't really say too much about my dad because of A, B, and C. So all the ghostwriter needed to do was work around that. I mean, I don't think it should be just tossed out the window. That's not a possibility either. But
because she's very, in the book, she is more clear. I haven't gotten to all the parts in the book, but they quoted her as saying the conservatorship was oppressive. It's written in the book. It never comes out of her mouth in interview. What I'm saying is, by what she says and what she does not say, it gives off that she doesn't actually care.
I have to read the book. I'll read it tomorrow.
What would possess someone to have in their book, and they say the conservatorship was oppressive, but in interview, they dance around it. They try to make themselves sound like they're neutral. How are you unafraid in the book, but you're afraid in interview?
No, that's to me, that's not even a fair argument, because she is probably, one could easily argue, oh my gosh, I'm scared that the person who's been controlling me all my life, I can't really speak it, but at least I can say it in the book. And keep in mind, she's having a ghostwriter anyways, so she's not even saying
that doesn't
it.
add up. How is it better to say it in the book
at all? You don't think it's possible?
No, if you're saying it in the book, if you're saying it in the book, you can say it live.
That's not true. That's not true. Some things are easier written than
what's an example? What's an example of something that is stated in the book, but they can't say it in interview?
I have to give an example. In the book. I didn't read the book yet.
No, I didn't read that part of the book. It's quoted, like the interviewer quoted it like 3 different times, that she said the conservatorship was oppressive. And she even tried to give Jamie so many chances to say it. She asked her 2 or 3 times, when did you realize it was oppressive? She kept using the word from the book. I mean, first of all, obviously, this is another sign Jamie didn't write the book. Okay. I knew when they used the word ruinous, she didn't write the book. And now the word oppressive, maybe she doesn't know what that word means. Maybe that's what it is. And
I don't think that's fair. I don't think what you're saying is fair. I don't. I agree with you, Anne. Oh my gosh, yeah, I wouldn't have said anything if I was her. Probably their dad.
Then how is it in the book? How are you not afraid of him seeing it in the book?
Because I think there's a huge difference between writing something down, regardless of if she did it or not. There's a huge difference between writing something down and then actually voicing and saying it out to
the
thousands of
difference
people.
Is writing it down can get you in more legal trouble than just vocalizing
No one's talking about legal. I'm saying specifically, you're saying as if she's fearful. Your question was, if she's fearful, what is the difference? And I'm telling you, there's a huge difference from you writing something down and then having to sit in a room with cameras and everything and voicing it. There's a huge difference, especially if I'm just playing that avenue if she was fearful of her dad. I just don't think it's cool.
No.
I don't know.
You wouldn't even write it. You would tell the ghostwriter, remove that word, make me appear
because
neutral.
maybe it's one of those things where she wants to say it, but she can't say it. I just think it's crazy.
But she said it. It's in the book, so it's her, and she's saying she wrote the book.
I think she wants to say what she did, but she can't say it. And I think,
but it's in the book.
Okay, but I'm saying I think to dismiss it is not like.
I'm dismissing it. If it's in the book,
well, I'm not dismissing it.
If there's a reason it's in the book, and you're not saying it now. The reason could be you didn't write the book. That could be the reason. But fear, that doesn't make sense, because if it was fear, you wouldn't write that in the book. You redact the book, edit to remove that word, and re-release. If it's written down, it's just as bad as recorded. For somebody like Jamie, if he's going to punish you for saying it, he's going to punish you for writing it.
No one is saying that. I'm saying the fear. Agree to disagree.
Okay, you're talking about like psychologically.
Yeah, I'm saying it is easier to write it down, say it to the person behind the screen than to know what I'm saying. It's easier. Hey, ghostwriter, this is what I want you to say. But as opposed to sitting in a room, then you got your team over there asking, even it may have been performative, I don't know, but you still have people around you. But I'm saying it's easier to say in that environment than it would be psychologically in the environment where she's sitting down. Yeah. But I'm not going to dismiss it. But
okay, I see. Okay, I understand. I understand the angle you're coming from now. I still don't buy it because she prepared for this interview.
Agree to disagree.
It wasn't impromptu. Now I understand the angle. Now the angle that I understand you're coming from, it makes sense until I remember she prepared for this. So I don't. Yeah, agree to disagree.
Because it doesn't mean just because you prepare for you're just taking the word
because it's the most important part. People want to know, did you agree with this or not? You're telling me she didn't prepare for what her stance would be?
That's not what I'm saying. You can prepare for something, but if you're never mind. Agree to disagree.
Okay. She's an actress. She's an actress. I'm sorry. I just agree to disagree.
Let's just agree to disagree because I don't agree with you at all.
If this was like a Joe Schmo down the road, but I agree to disagree.
Yeah, let's agree to disagree.
Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I do. I mean, I've done it on numerous occasions, but during that time, I kind of sent her a message, and then I also thought maybe I was blocked from her, so I sent it to her boyfriend. Do you want me to just like read it?
I mean, I think if to clarify it.
Go ahead.
No, I said T. She has her boyfriend's number too. Ooh, she has the one interesting thing. She has Britney's boyfriend's number.
Actually, I didn't even think about that. Now I got to ponder on that. Some people feel like the boyfriend. A lot of people don't trust the boyfriend.
Listen, I don't trust the boyfriend either.
Really?
But you know what? I don't know. Listen, I'm staying out of that one because I don't know them. So
yeah, I mean, I can understand why y'all don't trust the boyfriend. I get it, 100%. I get it, but also I'm like, I don't know enough. I can't. I don't have a stance. I don't know enough.
Mm-hmm. I don't either,
but you have a feeling.
Ew, some asshole. Never mind.
If you have proof that you were trying to help your sister out of the conservatorship, I think it would give people more context that like.
Yeah. All right. How far back do you want me to go? I mean, okay, I have this one because this one I know it's like double fact because I sent this to her and I sent it to her boyfriend. So it's like there's no way that like I feel like this didn't go through, even though I didn't get a response.
Can you give us the date and the time that this was sent?
Okay, details.
I can send you the screenshots too. But November 11th, 2020, 10:45 p.m. And then I resent it to her boyfriend the next morning. So
I have it pulled up too.
Double confirmed. November 12th, 2020 at 9:47 a.m. This is really bizarre that I'm doing this.
9:47 a.m.
Brittany, read important info that you should know because it seems concerning to me. Number one, I actually put the number one. Mom and her lawyers have been in constant contact with your lawyer about everything. And I first found it strange since you and Mom aren't speaking. I did I didn't understand why mom would be involving herself or inserting her opinion to your lawyer, especially.
Oh my gosh, this is just how she is. She doesn't understand. She always doesn't understand. Just very annoying. I mean, I'm sure everyone in the family's used to it. And I'm not in their family, so I'm not used to it. But anyway, let's continue.
Okay. I quickly realized mom's focus has been on dad and her personal attack on him instead of on you and what you need. I think she has your lawyer fighting more for her agenda than yours, and it's only delayed your progress and cost you more money. If your lawyer tries to deny working with mom's lawyers or his constant contact with mom, then we can all get on the phone and I'll be sure he admits the truth because I have read the messages and heard the conversations. He also made so many mistakes the last court date, which is why you were denied once again. I don't know if he did such a bad job on purpose, but it's strange that a lawyer would leave so many open holes with his petition, which made it an easy denial. He is trying to create an ongoing fight with someone who isn't trying to fight. And it's clear that your lawyer loves the attention he's getting from your public legal battle. And he goes out of his way to keep his false narrative going so that he can continue to put on a show in the courtroom and get all of the press that he wants from your court dates. And he absolutely loves all the attention he gets from the Free Britney fans. He thinks it's his fan club now, which is so weird.
Britney's lawyer, who, and his name is Sam Ingram.
Okay.
Also, I will never forget that time that we were in Hawaii and I was trying to help you figure out the conservatorship situation. And you called your lawyer for his help and he sat there and listened to us. But as soon as we hung up, he immediately called and said that I needed to be watched because I was trying to take down the conservatorship. He turned on you in a second, which is why I never trusted him. 2, dad wants to resign and has for some time now. He would like to quit wasting time and money on all of the lying lawyers and be able to directly speak with you to assure that no one is speaking for you. And that will make his resignation process a lot faster because dad has been aware of the relationship between mom's lawyers and your lawyer. So he wanted to speak to you himself to make sure everything being said and done by them was truly what you wanted. But your lawyer will not allow dad to speak to you at all, which only drags out this legal process for you. And that clearly benefits your lawyer because he gets more money the longer this can keep going, which is why I believe your lawyer is supporting mom and her lawyers, creating more reasons to stay in court over money and other issues that have nothing to do with dad being removed as the conservator of your estate, which I assume is what you want the most. Pretty obvious, right? Okay, number 3. I actually spoke to dad and he is more than willing to agree to drop all this extra legal crap, extra lawyers, extra court dates that they keep creating only for you to keep getting denied and letting you down each time. If you're willing to speak with him and start the actual legal process of getting what you want, then dad is on board with that as well. Number 4, I have nothing to gain or lose in this situation, no matter what happens with the conservatorship, but I'm sick of seeing this whole thing just keep going in circles. So I figured I should see if I could help. I'm upset that it's led to me not speaking to mom, but I think that's the right thing to do for now, so that you know everything and aren't constantly being fed bullshit. I have no reason to send you this other than I love you. I'm trying to be helpful. I'm here if you need anything. Love you. Oh, and so that is what I sent to her and to her boyfriend.
She shouldn't have done that.
No, but she paused because I think she didn't want us to really know about the mom part, but she decided to just, I'll let them know that because we didn't know that separated, that she didn't talk to the mom because the mom didn't approve of this, and that led to her. That's blackmail. If you agree to drop everything, dad will end the conservatorship. Oh. Evangeline says, that's blackmail. If you agree to drop everything, dad will drop the conservatorship.
Yeah. Because she's basically trying to say, dad wants what you want, so just do what dad says. So she's asking Britney to put her trust in this dad who is supposedly so horrible. I can understand why that's hard to do because he sent her to go get evaluated so they can tell the court that she's still not fit to make her own decisions. It could have been the lawyer. I don't know. Sounds like the lawyers are doing some shicey stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And yeah, that's So that's it. And I just feel, I feel bad reading messages. But you know what? That's not anything anybody, like I said those things and there's proof to it. So like I can stand behind it.
Why did you stop talking to your mom?
That was a really hard time.
That's all she's saying.
Because I wanted her to stop inserting herself in the conservatorship. And so I didn't understand why we were bringing more people into the conservatorship as opposed to like taking them out. I don't know. But I didn't speak to her, and I thought that like,
you know what? This part two of part two is all she needed to have been saying from the beginning. That's it. Not all this extra bullshit. Yeah. That would have saved her a lot of internet headache. Just answer the questions that people are asking. Why?
Oh no. I think I accidentally blocked Ann. Oh shit. I meant to block the other one.
You have to go into settings and
oh fuck. Hold on.
Yeah, go right now.
Oh shit. Hold on. I meant to block oh no, poor Ann. Oh no.
Right. Let me see if that works.
Oh wait, you can do it. Yes, we have a joint channel.
Okay, Ann Ward, please post again.
I meant
so I can see if that worked. I don't know if what I did just worked. Okay, it worked. Yeah.
Oh yes, thank God. I blocked you by accident, Ann. I meant to block the other. Okay, so you can't see it on YouTube, but we're on StreamYard. So the bots we can still see on StreamYard, but not YouTube. So I was trying to block the bots from StreamYard, and I accidentally you were below it, and I accidentally blocked you. DeVito, free Ann Ward. I'm so sorry. All right. And I forgot we have a joint channel because I was like, oh no. And I was in Udoka's already on it. I was like, yeah. So yeah. Sorry about that.
Maybe that too would like show like Britney like how committed I was to her. Like if she had an issue with her, I was like, I wanted to like be there, I guess. I don't know. It was stupid, I guess.
Did the public know that your mom was involved?
Well, my mom she got lawyers recently to try and remove Dad. And that was really complicated to me because I was like, now you and Dad are fighting each other. And then what about, like, it just really confused me. Like at the end of the day, like that didn't seem like the right way to go about it to me. It just seemed like then it became a whole nother legal battle. And that was really hurtful to me because I'm just like, oh, now we're fighting in court. It's like, what about the real thing, which is Britney?
So I think, you reading this text message clarifies a lot. And
this isn't going to make a lot of people very happy that I just read that, but I did. So there we go.
So
yeah, she's still worried about her dad and them.
When did your sister, so you start sending these to your sister and she wasn't answering? Do you think she didn't have her phone? Like, why do you think she didn't answer?
She would block me on and off, and for different reasons. I don't really know sometimes. So then I would just send it to her boyfriend or her assistants, and I would just say, for Britney, for Britney.
Could you show like what is the next thing that Britney texted you?
Yeah, I'd be interested in Britney, or maybe Britney, that's when she blocked her. I'd be interested to know because she says in all of that, I have nothing to gain from this. I have nothing to lose, nothing to gain, but she does. There are court documents that show that she was benefiting from this. So she did. And she, Jamie might say, I had no idea I did.
It is also very possible. I mean, look, I'm just throwing. Here's another thing. I believe Jamie definitely used her coin, her money, but I wonder if Jamie is saying too, like, look, it wasn't even going to me, the money, but come on, I think she didn't get to, you mean to tell me nothing her house is Britney? Britney probably bought her home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, Zoe 101 was years ago. You didn't tap into Britney's money a little bit? Come on. I mean, I love the show, but it was years ago. So, see, compartmentalized.
Was sent, that was the one that I sent about that long one was in November of 2020. And I sent a bunch of other messages in between then. Then the next time that I heard from her was December 8th, 2020.
What did she say?
Does that work?
Yeah.
You can see all my messages.
And can you read what that says?
Says, I'm not sure Mama told you, but I really thought the gift you guys got me was so freaking sweet. Thanks and miss y'all. And that was because I sent her this big like dress up setup for her birthday. And they went there and they set it up. And at first I didn't hear from her. But I still, I wanted to send her something for her birthday, like that she knew, like, I'm never going anywhere. I'm still going to aggravate the hell out of you. And so she did. She thanked me. I mean, because her birthday is December 2nd.
But so she never acknowledged those texts?
No. And obviously it had to have just been blocked or something because she didn't, like, sometimes she changes her number a good bit or whatever. And so this came from the same number.
But you did send it to her boyfriend?
Yes, twice.
So at a certain point, you were fighting against the conservatorship and you were getting iced out by people, you're saying, because you started fighting against it.
I'm basically telling her that, your lawyer's not really doing a great job or whatever, in my opinion. And I guess for her, that was probably like, well, then who do I go to? What do I do with this? So like I could imagine that too. But all I could do was give her the information that I had. And that's what I tried to do. And I just like, I don't really know what else that I could do except for things that I did.
Why did you not bring this up in the initial interview?
I'm afraid, like, number one, not only for my personal relationships, but legally, like, I'm talking about things that I didn't know, like, I don't know. I'm afraid of, like, I don't want to get in trouble. So I did speak to my lawyer and, they said, I'm reading messages I sent, so it's not like I'm making this up. So come for me, like, whatever. Like, I checked it legally, but I'm nervous. Like, I'm still nervous. This sucks. But hey,
you put yourself in this situation.
At the end of the day, like, I don't have any.
What do you think about? Because I've seen that some people are noticing that. You know how she saved Britney's name in her phone? She saved it as my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And people are commenting, oh, that's weird. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't think anything of it right now. Off the top of my head.
I don't think anything of it other than to hide her phone number. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else of it.
Okay.
But that's her only sister too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's not abnormal because that's her only sister.
Yeah, no, now that you said that to hide the number, I'm thinking, okay, maybe she just changed the name to my sister. Because it is weird to save your sister's number in your phone as my sister, my brother.
Is.
But if she I can see, maybe she just changed it to, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it.
I think it was changed. I don't think she had her number in there as my sister, but I wonder if for just these purposes, it would be easier for us to be like, oh, okay, that's her sister. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I wonder if it was for us.
Yeah.
To be more transparent. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Options left. So like, here's the messages, do whatever. And there's that.
When you gave your answer about the trust and that you did not follow through with signing and becoming the trustee over the trust for Britney's children, it was still vague. Can you explain why you didn't actually go forward with it?
Well, number one, like, yes, my sister asked me to do that, but I was aware that, like, I didn't really think she was being represented properly by her lawyer. And then also everything she did that time was under the conservatorship. It didn't matter what kind of legal thing was done. So that would mean by me signing something like that, I am doing something under a conservatorship that I don't necessarily trust. So I didn't want to sign anything that connected me to the conservatorship.
That's the first time she said something negative about the conservatorship. So maybe you were right. Maybe she was scared.
What do you mean we were right? I've been saying that she was scared when she was saying it, but wrote it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because she said, in the first interview, she was scared. When the lady asked her.
But you were saying how like she wasn't scared or fearful, because why would she say it in the book but not in the interview?
Yeah, so when I started to understand that you're saying like from the psychological standpoint of like, flight, freeze, whatever. And so her fear response in the moment is freeze, don't say anything. And then I said, I still don't buy it because she's an actress. She prepared for this. But now maybe she didn't prepare for it. I wouldn't be surprised. So now because the lady asked her, why didn't you say this before? And her response is, I was nervous. I was scared.
Which is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Y'all were right.
Okay, well, that was a really long explanation to just say we were right. Ann and I were right.
I said you guys were right.
Or Davida. Oh, I was the one that said it.
Yeah, I said y'all were right. Because that was the first time she said something negative about the conservatorship.
Sorry, I had to take that one again just because I think I argued with you a little bit about it for a long time on here.
Even was something as like that. I wanted no part of the conservatorship. So even signing a trust for the boys, I did not want to agree to it because it was still under the umbrella of the conservatorship. Everything was.
Where are you at now with like moving forward and how you're going to handle your relationship with your sister, and how do you want to handle it?
Well, like I said earlier, like there's two separate things here. There's the relationship I have with me and my sister, and there's this other part where I have the right to defend my name and defend my family, to protect my family. And those can be separate, where I'm saying like, y'all don't know what the hell you're talking about. Here are the facts. And you want the truth. Here's the truth. And then the separate side is that this is my sister who I know and I love. And when every headline's gone away and everything else is done, I'm still going to be your sister. It doesn't matter. And people need to stop inserting themselves into our situation and egging it on and encouraging it. I mean, I get called everything from like an abuser to a human trafficker. And like, first off, what the hell? And also I've read you the text messages that I've sent. Like, where in that text message do you feel like those kinds of names are appropriate to call me? You should be encouraging healing and something to like really be fixed here, because it's very clear that there are people in pain in this situation. It's apparent that it's not a healthy thing for anyone, yet we're egging it on because we love the shit show. And it has to stop because it's not funny. Like, this is my life. These are people I love.
Wait, why is she's saying people are egging it on? How are people egging it on?
I think maybe she's just talking about like, tabloids, TMZ, etc., like receiving comments, but she's not. I get that this interview is for her to basically tell her truth, blah, blah, blah. But I also think that one can argue she's egging it on.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. Because I feel like, I heard stuff about, Jamie Lynn, she benefited. But it was not at all like how it is. I wouldn't be talking about her on the podcast if she hadn't come out with a shitty book and shitty interviews. So I feel like if the goal is to make everything stop, you failed. You made it worse.
Especially by reading the text message on top of that.
Oh, you think the text message made it worse? Reading the text message?
because she was like, I just want people to stop. But then she gave us more tea that we didn't even know. Like, 1, we didn't know she had Britney boyfriend's number, but 2, we sure didn't know that she had a falling out with her mom because her mom was adding more people to this. And so, I mean, she literally gave us more tea. And if you know, that's not how you make things end. You don't give us, just like how she was trying to say, her whole reason for her falling out with her mom is because, Mom, you're adding more people to this when we just want to kick people off. And here she is adding more to this drama when in reality, when she wants it to end, then you don't add more to it. So,
yeah. You know what? You know how I'm always feeling like people do some dumb shit, then they do an interview and it makes it worse. And I never understood. And so I'm going to add her. I mean, she's not as severe as Travis Scott, Alec Baldwin, Jussie Smollett. Not in that realm for me, but you are now on my list of people whose interview you should have just not done the interview. Or I liked it. Well, okay, let's finish it because it's almost finished.
And look what's happened to my family when all these people have inserted themselves. This one's got a lawyer. That one's got a lawyer. This one's got a friend. This one's got an agent. We need to separate it all and just be a family again, or else we're just going to end up back where we started. And that's not what we want. So next time people just decide to go ahead and have fun on the internet, oh, it's so funny, these two. No, this is my blood. I'm going to choose her over you every single time. I've sat silently and I've allowed.
I don't know what demons she's fighting. It's like she's waging a war on I don't know who or what.
She's raging a war on the comments that she's read that's offended her. So she's talking to those people right now.
That's what I was really hoping it's not that. Like, I was really hoping, you know, all of this is not because of Instagram comments. But when you're saying that, it makes me feel like this is about Instagram comments that you can turn off Instagram. Let me finish.
Okay, because I have the blood of my children and my wonderful life that I've created, and I'm allowed to defend it. I love my sister. I'm always going to love my sister. But anyone who's encouraging this kind of thing and encouraging this behavior, you are just
what
as
behavior?
Guilty as anyone
talking about it
who has been abusive or anything else of the comments they like to say. Like, what are you doing? All I want to do is love and support my sister and end this nonsense. This is ridiculous. Like, the world, just grow up.
How would you moving forward like to handle all of this with your sister?
Privately. I don't want to do this anymore.
Bitch.
It's embarrassing.
Let me finish.
I want to do it privately, and I want to go be her sister as I've always been. That's it.
And to everyone that's like, well, you say you wanted to do it privately, but now you're like going
Roll
on
the damn book.
and you're exposing stuff like this. Like, can you explain to people your reasoning behind speaking up in this capacity?
Because if I don't, it's going to go on forever and ever and ever and ever. I just want to shut it down, and guess what? I don't ever want to talk about this ever again. And I won't. Like, that's it.
I'm sorry.
Here are the facts. If you want to believe them, great. If you don't, whatever. These are the facts.
It's not even about the facts.
You can't work around that. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's the point. It's like, this is just me being pushed to the very end. And
you're going to talk about it for the rest of your life. You wrote a book.
Take it.
Girl. Okay. So did it stop playing? Okay. Yeah, I'm dead off that. I want to handle it privately. Are you kidding me?
Well, here's the thing.
You wrote a book.
But she's arguing that she felt like she needed to write the book. And then after this, she likes the problem is she's arguing that after this, she wants to handle it privately. But what she's failing to realize is that because she wrote a book that's publicly, Britney has the right to respond to this publicly.
Exactly.
You know? So that's not going to work.
How her brain works. It doesn't add up. For me,
she does. You know what though? She does kind of have like an immature brain though. You know what I mean? Like she does. When you watch her, you can kind of see she's been a little in this bubble. Even though her sister's, you know, she's a celebrity and blah blah blah. You can tell she's been in Louisiana for too long because she's just a little bubble. Like the way how she talks, you can tell. Like, are you making sense? Like, I don't think it was smart for her to read that text message. I don't think so. But I don't know. What I saw was someone who wants their sister rivalry. Sorry, guys, to end. I just think that I'd see it, but that's not how you're gonna get what you want by responding to her responding to Britney.
And I don't think that's what she. I mean, I think that would be nice, but I don't think that's what she really wants.
No, I do, but I think she felt like she needed to do this to clear her name.
No.
Did she clear her name?
I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe she's this daft. I don't want to believe it. It's better for me to believe she wants to be relevant and have a paycheck than to believe she's trying to end a sibling rivalry by writing a book and doing interviews. Which one should I believe? I don't know.
Here's my thing though. Like, there's nothing wrong with Louisiana, but she lives in Louisiana. So you got to think, if she was really this clout chaser, wouldn't she up and move to LA, be in the spotlight again? You know what I mean? Like, if that's what she really wanted.
Well, she has kids, a family.
But I get that. If that's what she really wanted, you don't think, never mind. But if that's what she really wanted, though, you don't think that could happen?
No.
I'm just trying to.
She was trying to do the Zoe 101 reboot. That didn't work.
I thought they said that she wasn't trying to do. That was a rumor, but then I think a lot of them came out on TikTok and said that wasn't really true. That there really wasn't going to be one. Like, they said something like that. I didn't really care that much, so I just skipped over it. But I thought they were trying to.
The other actors didn't want to work with her.
No, that's not it. No, it was like the reboot's not happening, and Jamie Lynn knows it's not happening, but she was just, being a troll about it, basically. But it wasn't happening. Like, they all came out.
Oh, like it was fake?
Yeah, like it wasn't real or true. Thing. Yeah. Anne goes, maybe she wants to be a big fish in a small pond. That's true.
Well, I think... Okay, because Davida says, Britney has been fanning her family out for a while, creating a hate mob. And I'm one of the people who feels like, Britney, say whatever's on your chest, say it. But if her goal was to end a sibling rivalry, talking about Britney in a book that's supposed to be about you. She's saying we're egging it on, but Britney started responding to the stories that are in the book. It's like Jamie Lynn egged it on.
If I remember clearly, Britney, even though this is about Britney egged it on first. Because she was trying to be all funny with her social media posts that people instantly put together who she was talking about. So even though she was being vague, she gave us enough hints to know who she was talking about. So I would have to say Britney started at least that social media beef.
No, I know they're beefing. Yeah, they're beefing. How is writing a book with stories about Britney Spears and embarrassing things about Britney Spears, how will that end the beef?
See, it depends on how you're viewing it. She's viewing it as it telling her truth.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't. I think ending the beef would be nice, but that's not her main prerogative. If her main prerogative was ending the beef, we wouldn't even be talking about Jamie Lynn right now.
No, I think her main thing is she has to defend herself. When you're reading that many hate comments, you have to defend yourself. And she does state that she's trying to defend herself.
Yeah.
And that's what I think her
and make
initial
money off it. Because I know if I had a hate mob,
Mhm.
yes, I will want to make a coin off it. I
Yeah.
would. I'd be like, y'all pay me. Let
Mhm.
me get paid for all this hate. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what. So I think that's the number one priority: not ending the beef,
Mhm.
not ending people talking about her. People are talking about you more because of this. Britney is tweeting or whatever, Instagramming about you more. Like all the things you said that you didn't like. Now your mom's probably really mad. Probably don't want
I
to talk to
know,
you again.
but
All the things she said she didn't like, that she wants to bring the family together, you just set yourselves back. So
but
your
it's
number one
like
priority was defend yourself and get that coin.
like, but can't you see how that could also factor in? Her defending herself means she has to do those things. I'm just trying to jump in her shoes for a moment because you're saying, I think Jamie doesn't view it as that. So if she doesn't view it as that, then it's kind of hard to argue
Yeah,
that,
yeah, like you're saying she's immature.
Yeah, she doesn't view. But
If
then
she
what they
was
said,
if she was like a teenager or something, I'll be like, oh, I'm sure this made sense to her in her head, but at her age, how did this make sense to Jamie Lynn?
I think she's trying. Listen, on a human to human level, if we just think about it, when you see a bunch of hate comments on social media, I can only imagine the amount of comments she's been getting. I would be pissed off too. And I mean, that's got to take a toll on anyone's mental health. I don't care how famous you are.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is, I don't see, she's just trying to defend herself. And quite frankly, I don't really blame her at this point. Like what she's saying is wrong. Like, I think she avoided the fact that she's ignored Britney for years. Let's be real. But I'm just speaking from that angle of someone on a human level reading a bunch of hate comments and they're like, oh, no, I'm going to defend myself. So, yeah.
There's different ways to defend yourself.
Okay, but listen, if I was going to go on a podcast, mind you, I haven't listened to a bunch of Call Her Daddy, but she's like one of the top podcasts. That's what I do know. And she's been one of the top podcasts for years. Why wouldn't you go?
Oh, yeah. I think going on Call Her Daddy, I can see that. Writing a book, Good Morning America, that's too far to me. Like you just made your situation worse. I mean, I can understand why you would do it. But if you're now going to say to conclude all of this mess, you're going to say you want the family to come together. You just ripped it apart again. If the goal was to defend yourself, I understand the actions. If the goal is to also bring the family together, you done messed up.
So what do you think? What do you think should be the conclusion out of all this? Like, how do you think it should have ended? Because I'm just dying.
I know. So when it comes to Jamie Lynn and her sister, that one is just hard. She says she wants to handle it privately. It's not going to be private. You did 2 interviews and a book. It's not going to be private. So just throw that one out the window. But how she started over, I think she should have kept that private. I would understand going on a podcast with that last half of this Call Me Daddy. Do that last half, not all the other stuff before. I can understand receipts. This is how I helped, and it was 6 months ago. I can understand that, and I'm starting to see Jamie Lynn. She just does not know how to. She doesn't know how to talk. How do I say this? She doesn't know how to explain something. She needs somebody to give her leading questions. She can't, she doesn't know how to talk about a situation, middle, beginning, end, explanation, reasoning, rationale, end result. She doesn't know how to do that. She needs someone to say, well, okay, at this time, this happened. What happened next? Oh, can you explain why you did that? She needs that.
To be fair, though, she did state that she was very nervous. Just saying.
Yeah, but even when she did her Instagram live, I mean, she's confused all the time. She's nervous all the time, whatever. But when she did her Instagram live, she was, what she said in this interview, she was trying to say that in the Instagram live. And that went over horribly. I think that's just how she is. She needs someone to step by step. Okay, what happened next, Jamie? Oh, then what? I think she needs that. So going on a podcast makes sense to me with relevant receipts. Writing the book doesn't make sense. Good Morning America does not make sense. An internet podcast and handle Britney privately, that makes sense to me.
Well,
and then she didn't address the things like people are upset about, you did benefit, that there was a house. Britney bought that house, and on Instagram, apparently she posted, we bought a thing, but it wasn't we, it was Britney. There's a couple things here and there. And it may be, you know what, if she says, oh, I didn't realize I signed the paper and I thought that meant I was putting a down payment. If she said some crap like that, I'll be like, you know what? Maybe in your little confused head, that's what happened in your head. I would believe it. There's a lot of things that she still didn't address. And I wish the call her daddy, I could tell the second time around she was trying to like address more things, but she didn't get everything. She needed the call her daddy lady to, basically, it should have been a collaboration, split the money, call her daddy, research what all the things people are saying about Jamie Lynn, and then ask her the right questions for Jamie Lynn to answer. And that would have been good.
But you have to think, though, obviously, Jamie Lynn screened these questions before she answered them.
Jamie Lynn should have said, call her daddy. Apparently they're friends. I heard that they're friends. She should have said to the daddy girl, I trust you. Help me clear my name. Help me address all the crap people are saying about me. And she should have trusted her and call her daddy do her job. So that was a mistake there.
Are they really friends?
I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know. That's what I heard.
I'm just saying, friends is a loose word on social media now. Same with I love yous. So, but I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with Jamie Lynn going on as many networks as she pleases to talk about this book or so. I just think that expect a public response as well. Don't create a book or write a book or have a ghostwriter write a book. Go on interviews, etc., and then want the situation to be handled privately afterwards.
That's
no.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. No. No. Oh, I want it to be private. No, you threw that out the window. Completely. Forget it. Forget it.
But overall, so out of part 1 and part 2, none of this made you think any differently.
It did. The second half of part 2, when they're on Zoom, that made me feel like, oh God, this is gonna sound so mean. I don't know. But one, it made me realize that Jamie Lynn,
what?
I don't understand. I'm confused. That's just her entire life. That's just how she is. I hope her husband handles a lot of things for her, because if you're like that and you're in a rich, powerful family and you have, an abusive father, you can get yourself in trouble. She's already got herself in trouble. Condos that she didn't know, she didn't buy. Being the trustee of something she didn't know. She said, "Oh yeah, sure." I mean, I now, when she says, "I really don't know anything,"
yeah.
I don't want to sound mean, but I think y'all see it. I think people see it. I believe her. When she says, "I don't know anything, but also I know enough to do XYZ," she's just a confused mess. So that's the first takeaway for me. The second takeaway for me is that she didn't give a damn for 13 years. I believe she did not give a shit for 13 years. When she went on that vacation with Britney, probably that was the first time in a long time they were able to talk regular like sisters, and maybe that opened her eyes. I think Jamie Lynn I think she has a selfish personality. So I think in the 13 years, literally she said it was normal for her. It was normal for her because I don't think it's in her nature to put herself in other people's shoes unless it's right in front of her. So when she went on that trip, that's probably the first time she realized, oh wow, this is not good. And so when she says, "Oh, I tried to help," now I actually do believe her that, I mean, it wasn't much help, but I think she did her capacity of help. So those are my 3 takeaways. She's a confused person. She didn't give a damn. When she finally realized it was bad, she did do her capacity.
My takeaways from this is that I do feel like I agree with you that once Jamie Lynn realized that she didn't do shit for years and had to explain to us why she didn't, that's when she realized, oh my God, I really didn't do anything. It was like an awakening for her. I do believe that. And, I'm actually happy that she did this interview, because had I not listened to part 1, I listened to the whole entire thing. And had I not, I would have never even thought, because it never even crossed my mind once that
that really left an imprint on you. I need you to explain that more.
But it never crossed my mind once that she was an afterthought, and that did leave an imprint, because, like anyone I know personally in my family, there's like sister, sibling fights, etc. And there's something somewhat similar going on in my family. And so, I can relate on that, like not me personally, but there's stuff going on in my family to where it's similar. And so I was like, oh shit, like just the very fact that she starts off the book by stating that she wasn't even supposed to be born, that's really sad. Because so many people do get depressed about, oh my gosh, I wasn't supposed to be born, or I was a mistake. Like, I mean, I feel like in general, a lot of babies aren't planned anyways, but still, I feel still, to her point, I did for the first time feel bad for her. I was going in all hot, like, whatever.
Oh, wow. That made you feel bad for her.
It did, because she's a human being. And can you imagine walking around every single day, waking up, realizing that you weren't even supposed to exist? So yeah. And I think that at some point, regardless of what one human being did to the other, still on a human to human level, that's got to fuck you up a little bit. So that's my take, and I also feel like Jamie Lynn was lying her ass off, but I think it's because she doesn't know how to explain. But she doesn't want to explain how she just ignored her sister for years.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about that.
Yeah. Because she feels bad about that. But she
dances around it. She always talks about the beginning, I was too young, and the very end, we went to Hawaii. She never talks about the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just feel like after Jamie Lynn, I bet you it's embarrassing for her, but after she realized, oh shit, I haven't done anything, now let me act now. But a lot of people are arguing that, what about the other years, which she's never going to bring up. So this was good. I'm definitely excited to read her book tomorrow. That's going to be my thing tomorrow, read her book. But yeah, that's, I don't have the same amount of hate or anger that a lot of people do towards her, because I think at the end of the day, these two were both raised by the same the same parents. So, that's my thoughts on that. I'm not going to overly hate her, because I just don't, like I said, it's got to suck to wake up in the morning. And that was just one thing. The second thing is like always feeling that she lived in her sister's shadow and etc. Like, it just goes on. And yeah, there is some sympathy there. Now, do we feel sorry for Britney? More sorry for Britney because she can't get back those years again. So yeah, like, I understand it on both sides, even though Britney definitely had it worse. So that's my take.
I'm not as sympathetic to her as you are.
And Anne says yes, that must suck, knowing about tubes being tied. That's horrible. Why would they even tell her that? So
no.
Yeah, it's like it's absolutely.
I mean, I think it depends on how you take it. Because I know people who were oopsie babies. You weren't supposed to happen. My last kid was 10 years ago, and that's a positive. The outlook on that was positive. So it depends on the person.
Well, here's the thing though. True, but this is a little bit different because the parents were like, we do not want another kid. Like, no. Let's go through this process so we don't have another one. And they still had another one. So it's like, I think it's a little bit different. Just waking up knowing that you were never supposed to exist, But that's just one way of looking at it. Find it comical, but that's one way of looking at it.
No, I get it. I think it depends on the person, because there's a different type of personality that view it as they don't view it as I wasn't supposed to exist. They view it as, some people view it as like, oh my, like I'm so powerful. Like, I don't know, different. It depends on the person, depends. And definitely how Jamie was brought up. 100%. I can see why she is leaning towards this negative, and depending on how somebody else is brought up, why they would lean towards, oh, it means I'm a super baby, I'm amazing. So it just depends on the person, and her upbringing will make it a negative thing for sure. And I don't know how I think it also depends, how did the parents talk about it? Like, did the parents say you're a mistake, or did they say something else? But I also I don't think about that as much as you, because I feel like everybody has a childhood trauma. So I don't know. I just feel like welcome to the club, or it's just interesting to know that about you. But everybody has a thing. So I'm not overly newly sympathizing with Jamie Lynn just because of that.
Okay.
And reading her book, I've only gotten so far in the book, but reading the book, I feel like I don't sympathize with Jamie, but I feel like I understand Jamie. And for those of you who don't want to read the book, if you're familiar with Jamie and her, her career, probably how you think of her, that's how she is. Like, whatever you suspected, that's how she is. Whatever that means to you.
Well, I haven't read it yet, so I'll read it tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll see, Blossom. It's probably positive for you. Just depends on who you are.
I'm just not like a hater like that. I mean, like, I understand, because it's so easy. Like, it is. You should just see everybody. Like, it's so easy to just be like, oh, I'm just saying, like, people need to get it.
I think it is super easy to hate. Like, I will say, I am not part of. There are people who are lambasting Jamie. And after part 2, after the realizations I made, I'm no longer part of the lambasting crowd. I'm not going to lambast her. Like, when I was saying before we started this, I was like, oh my gosh, when something is just so cringy and it's happening, it's real, I just get so obsessed, and my obsession level went down. I understand her. I understand what's going on. I think it's still stupid. I do. I can dislike something and understand it at the same time.
Right. I mean, like, I feel like, I'm saying the same thing. Like, as far as I agree with you with everything on Britney, I just think obviously we disagree on the levels of sympathy or any sympathy at all. I don't think you don't have any sympathy towards Jamie Lynn Spears.
I just think, I don't know. It's not, I don't know.
If you don't, you don't.
I understand her. I empathize. You know, I can be sympathetic about certain things too.
Okay.
There's certain things, yeah, I can have sympathy for certain things, like,
All right. Any last comments? Because I don't any last comments, because we don't like agree. So
what do you mean?
You don't this whole entire we're 3 hours in. This whole entire live, you don't show any sympathy, remorse, anything.
Yeah, why?
Jamie Lynn Spears at all.
For what? What should I show sympathy for? Okay, the hate comments. Yeah. Okay, I can have sympathy for that. All too much hate, death threats, all that stuff. For sure.
And well, I guess my whole biggest thing was her, like, I guess we already talked about it with her being fearful and
yeah, you guys I think y'all are right about that. I think you're right.
And then to me, I am stuck on part 1 because it wasn't even just, okay, forget that, her mom tubes didn't tie, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Forget about that. But it was I always felt like the afterthought in her going into how she felt like that in part 1, that for the first time made me see certain things differently. Now, this didn't make me like team Jamie Lynn Spears, no, but it just for the first time, it was I found something to sympathize with her about. I'm like, oh, okay, I understand.
I think I didn't care about that, but not that I didn't. I understand that's an important piece of her story, but I feel like I did not know that, there was a vasectomy or whatever. She was born anyway, but that chip on her shoulder, that came of that, I've seen that her entire career since all that. I've seen it. Like, I know. Like, I didn't know where it came from. I just assumed, well, your sister's famous. You want to be famous. And okay, now it's a little bit deeper than that, but it's still the same chip on the shoulder I've been seeing for 30 years. I don't know, however long I've been seeing her. So it's not new to me. It's like, yeah, that's her thing. Everybody has like a thing, and that's her thing. So I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, cool. That's not cool, but that's another reason why. Okay, she probably thinks.
Okay. Alrighties. Well, that's all I got for today about Jamie Lynn Spears. That's all I got.
We can both say that we're both no longer on the lambasting train.
Like, hopefully there's no more Call My Daddy interviews. Like,
I hope that's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The way how she was like, I'm done, goodbye, or whatever. And it ended. So, yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Lord, please don't let her be like Gabby Hanna, though. She's like, Gabby, oh my
gosh. Isn't she starting a podcast with Farrah Abraham? I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, really?
I will not be covering anything of that. I don't care. Like, I mean, if we wanted to on here, but no, my channel, I'm done. I can't do any more Gabby Hanna right now.
Wow. Gabby Hanna fascinates me.
But here's the thing. She'll get you views, but I just can't. I can't. I don't
know how you feel about Gabby Hanna is how I feel about Trisha Paytas.
Like, Trisha too. Like, there's a reason why I haven't talked about her. And the thing is, Trisha has proven to also get me mad views, and I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't do the witch stuff. I don't care about the fertility thing. I don't care about any of it. I just don't care.
I didn't even know the progression now, this fertility thing.
Oh God,
Didn't even know.
I haven't. Listen, I haven't actually pressed on the video. I've just seen the thumbnails. That's it.
That's how good I've gotten. I don't even get the thumbnails recommended.
I'm so over Trisha, Gabby, and okay, not creep show art yet because I still have to, like, legit. Okay, I have to make a promise to myself.
Creep show art is still pending.
I still have to. Okay, I need to make a promise to myself. Finish at least the rough edit of creep show art by this weekend. I need to do that. That's what I need to do. Work on freaking creep show art. It's just I can't stand Shannon every single time I try to edit it. It is. I'm like,
relive it. You don't want to relive.
I haven't uploaded on my channel in 3 weeks, almost a month, because of creep show art. Like, because I said my last thing I said was, "Oh, guys, I'm gonna upload this," and then I didn't realize how much editing it was gonna take because I talked for 4 hours, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't. My shit can't be longer than hers," so I had to cut up.
And then you have to edit that.
I know, and then I still have I think 45 minutes left of rough edit. After I get through the rough edit, I'm good because it's just, the B-roll shit, the music, etc. But the rough edit, because I mess up so many times, and I'm like, oh my God. And then I still have to do voiceovers because of new evidence that came out. So then I have to now incorporate that into my video by doing like voiceovers and shit. So I don't want it to be any more than 45 minutes.
Well, Anwar says you can make it 2 parts. Davida says turn it into a series.
No. I can't do that.
Jay says there's a guy who read the whole 113-page document. He's on video 7.
That's the thing. After this creep show art, I don't want to talk about Shannon anymore. I don't take joy in talking about Shannon because honestly, I know it's just stalking, but what she did creeped me out. Now, if you guys haven't seen no, it genuinely just creeped me out. If you guys haven't seen, okay, so my channel is called An Honest Conversation, and if you haven't seen my creep show art video, it did well. It got like 29,000 views. It did well. I worked really hard on that video, and I felt like that was a good enough video. But this video is more of a summary / Emily Artful's response. But then she had to come out with an actual official response. But she did respond to certain things. So I'm hoping by the time my rough edit is done, at least by this weekend, Emily Artful will maybe come out with something. Who knows? But either way, I feel like I have enough of her response. But
yeah. I'm sure her video will just be rehashing what she put in the chat and Twitter.
Yep. So, but that's that. Because I really want to, because this video is taking forever, this will be like the best edited video I've ever had on my channel. It will, because it's taking forever. Wait. I know. So that's why I'm like I was like, shit, now I have to really like put in like extra work because I haven't posted in 3 weeks.
No, we're all waiting. I'm gonna wait. Anwar, Davida, Jay, we're all waiting.
Woo! Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And it's hold on. Can I just brag for 1 more second, and then I'll stop.
Okay.
It's the same. It's gonna be on the influencer. Oh wait, do I have the screen still? Oh wait, hold on.
You can share your screen and then put it on the thing.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, let me actually just pull up the YouTube first before I save the screen or share the screen because it takes forever.
Oh, Tana Mojo's thing is on Spotify.
Yeah.
When these people have podcasts, it's a real podcast on Spotify. I don't consider a podcast real until it's on Spotify.
Well, no. So we were talking about, guys, of doing like having our podcast on all the other stuff, like all the other platforms. Creep show art. Okay. This. Oh, I just wanted to show you the part one. Oh, should I? Do you think I should break it up or no? I don't think I should break it up.
The creep show art one?
Yeah, I don't.
Yes, break it up. Yeah, make it 2 videos. Yeah. Why not?
Because I really don't like Shannon.
But it's still. Wait, I don't get it. But you're still gonna post a video.
I know. The thing is, because you just spend more. Because it's more. I don't know. Think about it. But I'll show you the first one. Not like just like the intro. Not actually the first. Okay, you can see it. Okay, cool.
This is your first Shannon video?
Yeah. This is the first one. It's from my inappropriate influencer series. So I like this one.
That's a good series.
But it's like, I just want to do the intro. I love it.
Oh yeah, I remember watching this. Yeah, I was so impressed. I was so impressed.
After looking at everything,
I was like,
I don't know if she actually.
I was like, oh my gosh, look at this editing. Oh, how did she do this dungeon?
Adobe After Effects.
Well, I was super impressed. I was like, oh shit, she's up in her game.
I was so freaked
Adobe
out.
After Effects.
No idea the level of fear.
Dude, you don't understand. I was like freaking out.
And the way
like,
she talked on
this blows my mind.
She was anonymous.
But do you see, like, she legitimately gives me these vibes. Like,
yes. That's why I was like, this is awesome.
Shannon gives me, so I just wanted to show you a little bit of like, Shannon gives me these vibes. So she creeps me, like, because when I film, I'm in here by myself. Like, so when she genuinely creeps me out. She creeps me out. Shit. Like, what? She creeps me out, man. She really does. Like, she's a creep. So I don't know.
She's a creep show art.
She's a creep and she creeps me out. And when I made that video, I was living with my parents. So I wasn't as creeped out as I am now. So
you're editing it alone.
So I'm scared. I'd be scared out of my mind.
Oh my god.
I'm serious. People like that. Davina said the intro reminds me of Saul one.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I was like, you know what? That's what she deserves, because that's how much she's like. I would never want to have a conversation with Shannon ever. She's absolutely.
I know. When I think back to all the, oh my gosh, I love this artist, go check her out. I'm like,
I know. I was new to YouTube, so I didn't even hear of who the hell Creep Show Art was until the scandal happened. I didn't know who she was.
I didn't know that she knew so many YouTubers, but actually, since knowing you, I'm realizing that YouTubers, get around and I'm
and
I'm
guys,
like, oh, there's a whole
secret. Because I tell Udoka like who I like Discord or talk to, right? And I'm telling you right now, guys, it doesn't matter how small of a
doesn't matter how small
you have. You can have fucking 500 subs, and you're talking to like the big YouTubers like who have 5 million subscribers and shit. It doesn't matter. So people always assume like, oh, what are you talking about? Like their video is better. Like what? Like, please. Like people are so grimy. People know shit ahead of time. Like I knew there was talks. There were talks. Tell me. There were talks of when Ethan Klein got his YouTube channel, or he got suspended for a week. The recent suspension. Tell me how come other YouTubers who were not on his side, like the bigger ones, already knew about it. They already knew about it. And then the next day, one of the YouTubers were like, I just have a good feeling, or I just, that Ethan Klein's gonna get
this is gonna be a great day today.
And he's not gonna get his ads for December. Like literally the night before, a really big YouTuber out here in these streets said that, and then the next day it happened. Obviously, it was revoked. Yay. Or not obviously, but yay that it was revoked. But still, I was like, because you know what it is? These YouTubers got these representatives who are like,
Yeah, I want to know this, having a YouTube representative life. That's another.
So I'm telling you guys now, no matter how big or how small you are, all the YouTubers, they talk. But yeah.
So yeah. I'm just looking at I'm looking at other people who are reacting to Jamie Lynn. Let me tell you, I think we are the least, even though you think I still hate Jamie Lynn, I think our reaction is going to be the least critical of Jamie.
What?
Yeah, our reaction. Yeah, our reaction is still
here.
Critical.
The 10 people that are here, you hammed Jamie Lynn Spears. You did not like her at all in this whole entire thing. You were like going
even the comments. Our chat room comments are the least critical chat room comments of anyone watching this part 2.
Oh, chat room. You didn't say that. I thought you
I'm saying both. I'm saying both us, our reaction, and our chat room.
I was just talking about the reaction.
Least critical. So yeah, our reaction. Oh, I thought you were saying yeah. No. Yeah, our reaction is the least critical.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, so my reaction was the least critical.
Your reaction. Let me tell you, that is how much people hate Jamie Lynn right now. My reaction, I'm considering it less critical. You are the least. You're going to be the absolute least,
because I feel like people have feelings, and I was just like, oh my God. I feel like people have. I was working on this. Okay, so this is a video I've been working on. Also, I took a break from. Okay, so if you guys don't know too, I also edit for 2 other YouTubers. Okay, I edit for a vlog channel, and I edit for a concept channel. So something along the lines like this. And I took a break. From them because I was supposed to do it, but they don't watch me. I don't think they know I have this, so I think I'm in the clear. But I was working on this. Where am I getting? Oh yeah. You know who Augie RFC is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I felt like your criticisms, like the energy that you were giving today was also like his energy too. Because I was listening.
What's his energy? I don't watch him. Is he the guy who's kind of racist?
Kinda? Yeah, he's racist. Okay.
What is his energy? Because I assume he doesn't care about anything.
It was just like mean-spirited, Like I just felt like obviously you and everyone else are very mean-spirited towards Jamie Lynn Spears. And me watching you reminded me, I mean, this is not like supposed to be like a bashing thing. This is just me saying like you reminded me of his energy today because I've been watching a lot of his shit lately.
Yeah, because Jamie Lynn is full of shit. But then I realized her brain is like that. Once I realized and accepted
her brain is full of shit.
then it's easier to be nice. Like I said, if I can understand and accept who you are, if I can see who you are, then I can get it.
Oh, Jaco's the guy who used to stream from his closet. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I don't know much about
Yeah,
that guy.
so you remind me. I guess the reason why I felt like I needed to put that disclaimer in there, because I felt like maybe those people might watch this and be like, "Oh, you haven't set those videos out yet, but you're watching someone else's video." Like I haven't, and that's why I felt like I needed to put that disclaimer in there just in case. But hi, if you're watching, I don't think they are though. I gotta,
but yeah, if you think I'm mean-spirited, Blossom, don't watch any other reactions.
Huh?
I'm nice compared to some of these people.
No, I just like, yeah, you're honest. I mean, you're honest. Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, I just feel she's full of
I'm
shit.
just saying your
by the end
of Augie.
Yeah, because I couldn't take it. Yeah, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. But now I understand that's just okay.
Yeah, she's
okay.
Oh,
because I don't care about the sibling rivalry part too. I don't care about that.
I thought of a really great meme, and now this makes me pretty mean-spirited, but it's fine. Okay, you know that meme from now this makes me mean-spirited. You know that because you were saying how she's not really bright. It reminded me of that meme from another Cinderella story, from a Cinderella story with Hilary Duff, and the stepmom's like, "You're not that pretty, and you're not that bright."
Right. I'm glad we had this talk.
I know. And I reminded me like having Jamie Lynn, but that's so mean-spirited. But you just reminded me of like that meme. You're not that bright. But yeah.
That's what I have to say.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna read her book. So
we're gonna read the book.
Are we living tomorrow night? Or are we just gonna test it out, see how we feel?
Yeah, as always, we see how we feel. It's Friday, so we can do it.
Yeah, like I'm not doing anything on Friday, but
I'm probably going to have finished the book by tomorrow night.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna start it. I don't know if I'm finish it, but
yeah. I have a feeling I'm going to dislike Jamie again after reading the book. And I have a feeling you are going to sympathize more after reading the book. I think you will.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll get it. So tomorrow morning,
Ooh,
I
you'll find it.
around 10 or 11, I'll start reading the book, and then I have company.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but then I feel like they'll maybe leave like 6. Yeah.
I feel like if you read it throughout the day, you may finish it.
Okay.
I don't think it's long. Well, I don't know how it translates into audio. I'm a very slow reader, so I do audio, but if you're a fast reader, I think you can finish it. But we'll see, maybe you get busy, so whatever.
I don't know if I want to listen to audio. Ugh.
No, I mean, as in read, like if you don't, when you're reading it, but you get busy, so you didn't finish it,
Yeah, but all right. Any last thoughts?
That's all. I'm really trying to like figure out how to be less.
What?
I'm trying to figure out how to like have a last thought that's not, but I don't. That's what I think. I'll just read the book. I'll just finish reading the book, and I'll have a final thoughts.
Same. I'm gonna try to finish reading the book, but I'm starting it tomorrow, so we will see how that works. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on that 5%.
I know we are that 5%.
Literally that 5%.
And guys, we are gonna get monetized hopefully by next month.
I hope so. I think we need how many? We need like 900, 850 more subscribers.
Yeah, but we're doing good because to get monetized on YouTube, you need to have 4,000 hours of watch time, and by tomorrow we'll have at least like we're 2,000 hours, so we would need like 2,000 more. So that's pretty cool because let me tell you, my first channel, it took forever to get to 4,000 hours of watch time. That's like a lot.
I remember that.
But then what money are you really making? What money are you really making if you can't get to 4,000 hours of watch time though? You know?
Yeah.
You don't make shit with 4,000 hours of watch time. So I'm just saying.
But we need the subscribers too.
I know. Shoot. We're going to be like those bougie people, start like saying, hey, Casetify.
Yeah.
Like, but low key though, if we use the products, it's like not even fake because I legitimately love my
that's what you're
Casetify
supposed to do. The one that makes me mad are those Raycon headphones. I know very damn well all y'all not using them Raycon ear.
I love them.
You use it?
Yeah, my sister has one. I has one. I think it's better when I'm talking on the phone, things like that. But this I like this I'm plugging in, but I talk to you.
Well, the thing about the Raycon is it is what do you call it, off label, where you have some company make it and then you just put your logo on it. So however much they cost, you can get it for like 80% less. Like you can get it for $20 somewhere. The same
Even
thing.
my 12-year-old brother likes the Raycons more than the AirPods, and he got the Raycons and the AirPods for Christmas and like the Raycons. So I don't know, but I think those are the shit.
Well, I'm just saying, I just always thought about, man, if Raycon ever asked me to advertise for them, I can't because I know you can buy it for $20.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I'm like, man, would I just erase it, just do it? Hey, everybody, buy Raycons. They're awesome.
I know, like people are so fake. Like, yeah, no, like we would never. A dream. I mean, once like we have like a really great following, a dream would be Casetify because I made this case. It's a yellow case with like a neon flamingos. It's so cute. I love it. And then I'm about to make me another. Mind you, you could drop it, anything, nothing happens. But then I'm about to make me another case with Zoe and just Ireland stuff on my case. It's gonna be orange. It's gonna be great. Love it.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be Casetify. But yeah.
Okay, we need to get some. Okay, Casetify. Hey, Casetify.
That's a dream sponsor one day, but none of that fakeness stuff. No, Adam and Eve. No.
I could do Adam and Eve. They are like 5 minutes from my house.
No, but I heard that they also ruin like Trisha Paytas said on Frenemies that Adam and Eve, like they ruin your views. Like YouTube won't recommend them because it's like adult.
It's adult.
Yeah. Pretty much. And I have no idea what I would be recommending from Adam and Eve, honestly. So
maybe something cute, like a thing, a cute thing, like
a cute thing.
Yeah, like a cute, I don't know, panty set, or they had maybe cute thigh-high stockings. I don't know.
Okay. I'm sure we can do sponsorships singly. I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys.
Would you ever do what is it called? Ray Shadow Legends? What is that?
What the heck is that?
Oh, you never? It's some phone video game that everybody gets sponsored by. Ray Shadow Legends.
You said video game. I don't play them, so that would be phony AF.
Everybody's phony. None of these grown-ass people are playing this phone game, but they're still like, play Ray Shadow Legends. Whatever it's called. I would do it. If a phone stupid game said advertise for us, I'll be like, okay.
No, I would do Casetify, VPN. I would do. I'm trying to think of what other people do. Oh, I would do HelloFresh.
For sure, definitely.
I worked with them and Postmates from Server Vent, so I worked with both of them. Yeah, Postmates is where it's at. Postmates and HelloFresh, those were the good ones. And like all like the like Uber, all of those are like the really good ones, but I feel like you would have to have a lot or something like that. So yeah. But alrighties. We're all like sitting here daydreaming to you guys.
Yeah, our future
goals. But yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We are going to end it. I have to wake up in 4 hours.
Same.
And I won't be that. I will be 4%, not 5%. So. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you soon tomorrow, hopefully. But we always, like I said, we always like to play it by ear because I kid you not, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday and the day before that, we were supposed to do a live and I fell asleep twice. So, and then she's an hour behind me. So when she says we're starting at like 9 or something, I'm like, wait, is that her time or my time? But either way, it's still fun, and I can't wait until we do this again. So hopefully it is really soon, but if not, you will see us soon. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you soon on the next video. Bye.